somebody do the welcome to.
Welcome to Someone Dies at the End podcast.
Yeah. Damn it.
I'm your host, Zach.
I'm a special guest, Joe.
Jordan. Marianne.
And we got some trivia, Mom?
We do have some trivia. I'm on the struggle bus right now with the trivia. I'm trying to get
It's
it.
that spring forward messing with everybody.
Yeah,
Oh
jet
my
lag.
gosh, yeah.
I didn't even realize
That's
it was
what-
spring forward until like this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's how busy I was today. I didn't even
What's
know
all
we
the
were
be up
hour
to
and a
Yeah.
half ago.
today?
I fucking knew it right when I woke up. I'm like, no fucking way. It is 10:45.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
what
wow,
it was
I
like
slept in pretty
9:30.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
I
was
was like, I went to bed at 2, but I still cannot sleep for that long. I am turning into a fucking old man. I can't sleep for longer than like 8 hours now for some reason.
You got a family now, Joe. That'll happen.
That's what happens,
That's
Joe.
what happens when you
Mhm.
get
That's
a
what happens when you have a
family.
family, Joe.
Yeah.
No, big family.
I do love my little family.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know where I am with this now. Tell me if these questions sound familiar, and if it doesn't, I'm in the wrong stack.
Okay.
Or
All
we're just
right.
going to do really well, because we already know
Or
the
you're just going to do
answers.
really well
Yeah.
and take advantage of my Alzheimer's
Adam
dementia.
Sandler was not in a horror movie.
No, we're not doing those. We're doing the trivia
Or did not
cards.
start. It was not his first film.
You know who was in one of her first films was a horror movie? That was Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, she sure
Yeah,
was.
a little foreshadowing to today's
Yo.
episode.
She was
Oh
only
my
24. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, an unknown.
All right. An unknown is right. Who wants the first question?
Me.
Joe? Okay. What is Norman Bates' hobby in the movie Psycho? He has a very particular hobby.
I
Taxidermy?
know it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Zach, what TV show remake is based on the 1985 movie starring Michael J. Fox as a high school basketball player?
Teen Wolf.
Yeah. Has anybody ever watched the show? Was it good?
I didn't watch it.
didn't watch
It was
either.
a series?
They made a
It
TV
was on
show
MTV
like
or something. Yeah.
yeah, that was like came out like 10 years ago.
Oh, it was earlier 2000s.
It was
Yeah.
like 2010, 2014.
Oh, really?
And I think they just came out with like a movie of it or something, like from a TV show. I don't know. I never
Mhm.
watched it. Who am I on? Zach?
No,
Me.
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. What movie features an alien hunter hiding in the jungle using trees and camouflage?
Predator.
Yeah, good job. It was easy. And
Hey,
Zach.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
You always sounded excited. You got it right.
Hooray!
You're like, yeah, that's right. Next question.
Mm.
Are you ready, Zach?
Yes.
They're here. Name the movie.
I should. I definitely know that one.
Everyone
Yeah,
should
dude, you
know
totally
that
know this one.
I'm just
Mhm.
building
You're,
it to
yeah,
the
you're just
base, and I'm not,
sandbagging,
like-
dude. You're totally
not, like,
sandbagging.
I'm not like reeling right now. I'm trying to find.
You sound just like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Swa.
Yeah,
so
right.
The answer is quite simple.
Yeah, when you
So
split
you
the atoms, dinosaur
what,
eggs.
what happens is dinosaurs, and when my shirt's open, I'm more intelligent.
Yes.
The water, it moves because something big is outside. So anyway, they're here. I would say that is pass. I have
Poltergeist.
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 Yeah.
I thought it was poltergeist. Like my gut wanted to say poltergeist, but I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't want to look a
well,
fool.
now you know.
Now
Now
I
you
look more
know.
foolish.
Joe. What
Yeah.
actress plays Elizabeth in the 1980 movie The Fog?
Oh, that's tough.
I can give you a little baby hint. She was the hitchhiker.
Yeah. Audrey Hepburn.
No. Anybody want to steal? No.
Jordan, is Morgan on the coffee table? It looked like she jumped on the.
It's,
she just went in the chair. I saw her move.
It's Jamie Lee
She was on the
Curtis.
Damn, that's pretty
I
big
was
name
close.
going
Yeah.
overlooked.
Very close, yes.
One of the top A-list celebrities
Yeah.
of all time. Like, I don't know.
Jordan, the female lead in this film, finds herself followed by an invisible force after sleeping with her boyfriend.
It follows.
Yes, man. Such a good movie. So good.
Houston.
Movies made to
All
promote
right.
abstinence.
Right.
Abstinence.
Yeah, it really was a tale of morality.
Sex is bad.
Tale of
bad.
morality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Safe sex, no STDs.
That was
But it didn't matter.
that was
in
the
that
Holy
movie.
Spirit following
Oh
them.
my God. That was the Holy
That was the Holy
Spirit.
Spirit bringing justice.
That was the only thing that would protect her.
That's right.
She is going to wash herself in the blood of Christ,
Yes,
and
exactly.
that will protect her.
Commune with the Lord and pray. Pray for what you've done.
Are you ready for your question, Zach?
Yes.
What substance is dumped on the main character in the prom in the movie Carrie?
Big one.
Yes.
You've done that question before, I believe.
Have I?
Yeah, I think you have.
might be. I think I might be in the wrong cards.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You haven't
just-
asked. You haven't asked any of the other ones, I believe. Maybe you might have asked the bird ones, but I don't know.
The bird ones?
the taxidermy. Okay, see if this one sounds familiar. In what 1989 movie did Fred Gwynn tell his neighbor how he can make his son Gage live again?
Come on.
That's not very.
Come on.
We've done that one.
We've done
Absolutely.
that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, did you mix your questions up with
I think
answered and
so.
unanswered?
Well, I think
Or
the
asked
box got
Jostled.
jostled, and they
Oh.
kind of went. See if
Shame.
this one sounds familiar. Which Peter Jackson film stars Michael J. Fox as a ghost hunter?
What?
Should I know this?
It's a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really popular?
It was pretty popular when it came out. It was probably late 90s.
Michael J. Fox as a ghost hunter.
Pre
Yep.
or post Parkinson's?
Well, I don't think he was too shaky in that movie.
Pre-Parky, you're saying?
Yeah.
Pre-Parky. I've never heard of this. Is a
Dee
good one.
Wallace Stone is in it.
Dee
Some
Wallace
other
is in
big-
it?
There's some other big actors too.
I love Dee Wallace.
Me
My boy
too.
Dee Wall.
Amazing lady. Amazing woman.
So sweet in person. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
The most sweetest
So
lady.
sweet. Yeah.
Do you watch this movie together?
We
That
might
sounds
have.
familiar.
It was quite good.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't trust it. When it first came out, I didn't trust it because I'm like, you can't be scared because Michael J. Fox is in it. Like, it's going to be stupid. They're not going to take it seriously, but it was actually really good. And it's called The Frighteners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the poster for that one.
Yeah, the poster was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like black and blue.
Oh,
Is
it
that the
had
one-
like the spandex
Yeah.
face coming through.
It's white.
Yes, it's pretty much all like white,
Were they college
cream,
kids?
gray. No, I don't remember, honestly.
The Frighteners. Man, I swear I've seen that. Whatever. Next question.
Wes Craven directed what 1991 film about two adults and a juvenile who break into a brother and sister's house and find something disturbing? I know you've watched this movie recently, Joe. Well, maybe not recently, maybe a year ago, because you were like, how have I never seen this? This was really good.
Well, Joe's never
Wait,
seen it.
is it with the blind guy?
Yeah.
No, that's Don't Breathe. Too recent.
Wait. I think the lady at the horror movie convention
did,
told me to
yes.
watch it. Shit.
She did. Yeah.
What the fuck was that movie called? That was a good one.
Oh,
It had the
are you
creepy old
taking-
guy. You
What,
can steal
Jordan?
Jordan.
Oh, I was gonna say, you're checking out your Motor City Nightmare class.
I am rocking
I noticed
my
that as
Motor
well.
City Nightmares
Are you really?
class. I
Yes.
am.
Oh my God.
Cheers.
I was drinking. Oh my god! I was drinking water on mine downstairs this morning.
Wait.
It's right there.
empty.
It's right next to you.
Oh
I
my
was.
God.
That's what a weird.
That is
That is
crazy.
a
They're nice
horrific-
classes. They're
horrific
nice
coincidence.
classes.
I'm gonna put my drinks in here now.
Nice. Do you guys
We're
want
gonna
me
use that
to give
later.
you the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people under the stairs.
Yeah. God
I've
damn
seen
it.
that
Yeah.
one. It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
good.
It's a cool
Yeah.
movie.
Very good. Okay, we'll do a couple more. Which original Friday the 13th film did Jason get his hockey mask?
The third one.
Part 3 of
Oh my gosh,
3D.
Zach, yes. Zach said it first.
Damn it.
I knew it wasn't one. In 2, he just had the bag.
In 2, he had the sack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
2, he
that
had the
was
sack.
his,
The first one was his mom.
scariest.
Yeah, the first
his
one,
mom.
he was just a
Yeah.
little lake fetus.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sack was the best, honestly.
I love this. I
wish
thought
they-
that was
wish
the
they wouldn't-
scariest.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have got rid of it. Like,
Part 2 is
Right.
actually my favorite.
yeah.
Part 2's good.
Part 3 is my favorite.
Is
Part-
it?
With
Mhm.
Shelly. Jordan likes Shelly.
Yes.
Shelly cuts my
This-
hair. I like Shelly too.
This 1954 film features a prehistoric gill man who kidnaps a scientist named Kay and falls in love with her. Oh, come on, you guys.
Repeat.
This
Oh,
1954 film features a prehistoric gill man
Yeah,
who kidnaps
yeah,
a scientist named Kay and falls in love with
The
her.
creature of the Blanco
The Shape
Doom.
of Water.
Yes.
The
It,
Shape
well,
of Water.
that, he did steal it. I swear to God. He did.
That was great.
Okay, should we move on to the movie?
Yeah,
Enough
go ahead.
trivia? Okay.
All right. So I'm running this bitch today.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. No, sorry.
It has a
fell for a
name.
second.
No, it's the cards.
Oh,
This-
gotcha.
yeah.
All right. So today we're doing the Leprechaun.
Ooh, classic.
It's
Very
March.
classic.
Next weekend is St. Patty's Day weekend. So that, I mean, perfect timing. I'm not sure when this is going to come out, but that's the time that we're recording it. That's why I'm
Yeah.
wearing green. That's why Joe's wearing green. These two, I don't know what their problem
It's
I-
is.
green on my shirt.
I should have wore green. I'm sorry.
That's like a aquamarine or like a
It's-
turquoise.
It's green in
I
person.
don't know.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Excuse me.
So
there we go. Oh wait, you can't even see it.
Hmm.
I switched to
what'd you do?
green, but
Oh, nice. Nice.
it didn't make a difference at all.
I can kind of see it on the reflection of your door a little
A
bit.
little
Yeah.
bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, so today we're doing the Leprechaun, the wonderful 1993 horror film. That was, just a big smash hit. Everybody loved.
Everybody knew Jennifer Aniston was in it
Yeah.
and just went for it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I would like to do today a little bit differently. I'm just going to read straight notes from my notes, and then we're going to go from there to go through the movie, because I'm assuming that if you know what the episode is, and if you're fans of this podcast, you've probably already seen the film. So we're going to go note by note, and then we're just going to break it down of what scene that is from the
Ooh.
note. So
Alright.
note number 1. No hesitation, instant decrepit leprechaun was the first note that I made.
The opening scene. I'm
The opening
assuming.
scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
opening
The
scene.
opening
I,
scene is
I have
Yes.
precious gold in a sparkle hat.
Just molesting this
Yes.
gold.
Yes.
before I don't even know, did the title even happen yet?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
No.
it said the name of the production company, and then just bam, there's like a decrepit little creature monster. Usually I found that interesting because like most horror movies, they'll wait a little bit to introduce the monster. It was
Yeah.
instantaneous there.
Yeah.
Like, is there any other films that you know of that do that? I've never really. Normally they keep it kind of
There's
like
no
even if
teasing in this movie.
Right.
It
No,
just
there's
gives
no
it to
teasing.
you.
even in,
It
even in
gives it to you.
openers, it'll be kind of dark and ominous, and you're not really sure what it is. It's just instantly before it even says the title of the film, The Leprechaun. There's just a decrepit, gross leprechaun sitting on some
Mhm.
stairs in what looks
Yeah.
like to be like a castle.
He is
A
gross.
castle. He is gross
Yes.
looking. That
He's
makeup is
very
spot
gross.
on. I loved it.
Yes, absolutely. So it shows him playing with his gold. Yeah, no one takes me gold. and then it cuts from that scene, and then it shows the title, it shows the opening credits, and then it cuts to the scene of the toy shop owner from Home Alone 2 Lost in New York getting out of a taxi cab drunk off his ass.
Is that where I know him from? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is where I know him
Yeah.
from.
Okay.
Yes,
He's
absolutely.
drunk. He's drinking Jameson.
Yes, he is. He is rocking a fifth of Jameson. That is in my note. It says toy shop owner from Home Alone is drunk, rocking fifth of Jameson. That was
With an
my
Irish
direct...
accent.
Yeah. Yes. He's just swigging off a fifth of Jameson in a cab. The cab driver did not seem to care that he was doing that in the backseat of his car, even though it's a clear open intox violation.
Well, it's not
Was
a
it
cab,
A
though.
limo. A
It's a
limo.
limo.
A
It was a
limo.
limo. Oh,
Yeah.
pardon me. Pardon
Yeah,
me.
because his wife is
Yeah,
all
his
like,
wife
"What
says
the
it.
fuck,
Yeah.
limo?
Mhm.
We're poor." And he was like, "Nah, not anymore."
Yeah, so he comes strutting up to his wife, drunk off his ass, happier than a pig in slop. And his wife is like, "Where the fuck have you been? Where,
Mhm.
like,
You
what are you
fucking
doing?
idiot.
Why are you drunk? Why do you have a limo? We have no money." And he's like, "Did you get the box?" And she's like, "Yes, the box. You're supposed to be burying your mother. Like, what? And instead, you're worried more about this box that came to you from Ireland." And so he opens up the box.
Didn't she think it was his mom's ashes?
Yes, he thought it was the mother's ashes.
Mother's
thought.
asses.
This is
Mother's asses.
I mean,
I
it's
struggle
in
with
there
my
so.
asses. I started drinking before we started.
Proud of you.
such a...
Thank you. I thought I'd make this one spicy right out the gate.
for sure. No
Yeah,
complaints
so-
here.
Yeah, I think you're Irish fashion. So he thinks that's his mother's ashes that's in the urn that was shipped to him from Ireland, and he opens up the urn and it's not ashes. He smashes it open. It's a leather sack full. He smashes it open like a piggy bank.
Yeah, much to
He
the
does.
surprise of his wife.
Yeah.
Yes, she
And
was
it's a
not
sack
happy.
full of gold. Like, honey, look, gold, we're rich. And then this was my next note. Wife saw gold, instantly dismisses it, which I found
She
alarming.
did.
She's just not impressed. She's like,
She
what?
is
She is
not.
still in the. I have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
I
don't
my
know,
note
but-
says, wife thinks he lost his damn mind, but T will fix it.
Mhm.
But he will fix it, absolutely.
A fresh cuppa.
Mhm.
Yeah, we need to sober this guy up.
Yep.
So, but I just found it funny that like she opens the sack of gold and he's like showing her all this gold, and she's like, whatever. Like, she
Yeah.
doesn't even hesitate to look and see if it's real gold or anything. Just like, I don't care, you're drunk. We'll talk
Right.
about this
Just come
later.
inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then she goes inside. She goes inside to make the tea, and as she then next note was making tea and here's child. So she goes into this room and there's a trunk there. I don't know where the trunk came from. Oh no, it was his bag.
It was
right?
his because he just
It
got
was
home.
his
Yeah.
bag that the limo driver brought into the house.
Yep.
And she hears a child in there, and he's getting rich from child trafficking. Apparently,
That's what I was thinking. Why wasn't the wife like, who the fuck did I marry? What the
Yeah,
fuck is
why-
happening? Why is he
why is
trafficking
there-
children and bringing them into
Yeah.
my house?
You know, this is probably not the worst thing he's done. If this is her reaction,
Well,
it's not
maybe
the first time.
Well, maybe she
It's
was
like
used
that.
to children.
Word.
She's
Yeah.
used to children, but not leprechauns.
Did
Yeah,
not
that's very
much
right, yeah, like-
Yeah.
God
maybe
damn it,
the toy shop
O'Grady.
owner from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, was also the founder of Wayfair. I mean, I don't know.
Oh my god. Maybe. Oh, I think you're onto something.
I think I'm on
Conspiracy
something.
theory confirmed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the child claims that he's running out of oxygen in there and he needs help, he uses the last of his oxygen to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb to guide her to the trunk, which makes sense to me. And, and she's like, she gets down and she's listening and she's like, get me out of here, I'm trapped, I can't breathe, I'm suffocating. And she doesn't open the trunk. I noticed that. Like, I don't know if that was like a continuity error or something, but she doesn't open the trunk. She just stands back up and stands away from it, and then the trunk opens itself and he bursts out of there.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
which leads to my next note. Leprechaun scares her down the stairs to her death, and so
Mm-hmm.
Leprechaun pops out. Where's me gold? You know
Where's
how
me
these
gold?
leprechauns do.
Mm-hmm. I want to know where the gold at.
Absolutely. So then she gets scared down the stairs and takes quite a tumble to her demise.
Yep.
And then let's see.
I have wife is dead, Lep has tea.
Absolutely.
Because I couldn't write leprechaun all those times. So Lep in my notes.
I was writing Lep too.
Yeah, well, yeah, nice. He's
Yes,
Lep
absolutely.
now.
I was writing Lep as well. So then, drunk toy shop owner from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, he That I wrote out in full on my
Nice.
notes. Eventually, I started abbreviating. I was like HA2 LINY.
Nice.
So he's like, "How did you get here?" And then he was like, "The wee people have their magical ways." Right, Jordan? Like, I kind of turned towards you after he said that, and you got upset with me.
Oh, because Jordan's very tiny.
Yes, Jordan
He's
is
a tiny
even,
person.
so I immediately
Yeah.
turned to Jordan because I was just thinking about you because I love you.
Just for the
Jordan-
listeners, I'm 5 foot tall. I'm not that short.
That's
She's
not
Short,
even.
but not a little short.
I lose her in stores a lot. We're going to Meyer later. I'm sure at one point in time I will lose her. Because I'll just like look to one side where she was standing and not notice that she switched behind me to the other side.
Mhm.
I'll look
They
around.
are absolute rascals when they're that short.
She
She's a
scares the hell out of me.
schemer. She's a schemer.
is.
Mhm.
She frightens me even at home. I won't like hear her. Like, she's also very quiet because she's very small, so I don't hear her come into a room. And next thing I know, she's just there.
Yeah, just put Tic Tacs in her pocket or something.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Put Tic Tacs in her pocket.
Or a
Tic
bell.
Tacs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some loose change.
Young loose change. Like a
Yes.
leprechaun.
Yeah.
And the
Whatever.
leprechaun.
I'm the leprechaun.
You forgot to say the part where the leprechaun was sitting in the chair when old Grady comes in, like, your wife makes a good cup of tea.
Oh, yeah. And then he
That was
comes
good.
out with the tea on the little thing.
Yes.
It's like, your wife makes a good cup of tea. That is very true. And then Mr. O'Grady, toy shop owner from Toy Story 2 Lost in New York, he pulls out a 4-leaf clover and a gun,
Yes.
which is obviously how you take care of leprechauns.
Leprechauns, yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Did
So
you say
that's just
Toy-
trying.
Toy Story 2? I thought it was in Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2.
You said Toy Story 2.
Toy shop owner from Home Alone 2. Maybe I mixed it up.
You did.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Better be.
Everyone knows who I'm talking about, Mr. O'Grady.
Yes,
Mhm.
Mr.
Now-
O'Grady.
And my next thought was, okay, so he's walking around with a fifth of Jameson and a handgun
Yes,
all
he
evening.
was. Yes, he
This
was.
guy likes to party.
There
He
you go.
does. Party's hard.
Yes, absolutely. So he's shooting away at the leprechaun. Leprechaun runs downstairs. He chases him downstairs, and he's looking all over for him. And then he uses the 4-leaf clover to trap him in this crate, and he nails it shut. And the whole time, the
wait.
leprechaun. What?
Wait, you forgot about when Lep makes
Oh, when he
the
made her
puppet.
talk.
Yes,
Yes,
like
he made her
Mary
talk.
shot her. Mary
Yeah,
shot
he did
her.
marry Shaw her. He did marry Shaw her. And that's another thing I noticed too, is like he only gets the voice of people he kills, very Mary Shaw style, which means that he definitely killed
Yeah.
a small child at one point in time during the Mary which also brings me to the point, like, how did a little child, I went off on a whole mental tangent on this, how how did a little child how was he able to capture a leprechaun and take him, because all these
Maybe
full-grown
he got
adults have such a
killed.
problem with him. What?
He's
Mhm.
600 years old. It probably happened.
I thought he was
Yeah.
900 years old.
I think it was 600.
600.
He's 9. Yeah.
600, as he references later in the film.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, 600.
Okay.
Remember, 600. Okay.
Mm.
So anyway, so he takes the 4-leaf clover, he puts it on top of the crate, so the leprechaun can't get out, and he's nailing it shut, and it looks like he's struggling the whole time.
He's very
And-
sweaty.
He's very,
Very
sweaty. Even his
Very
hands were sweaty.
Yes, he has
Yeah.
the daily sweats.
I don't know how he sweats on the tops of his hands.
I don't.
That was interesting too.
Mhm.
I don't know. He has his ways. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes.
He had the
That's
liquor.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, the liquor
Yeah,
sweats.
He had the liquor sweats. He went from drunk to hungover very fast
Easier.
with everything going on. And the leprechaun's making jokes the whole time in the crate, like, "Oh, you're not as young as you used to be when you first captured me. You better be careful. You're gonna have a stroke." Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And nails him in the crate. And then he puts the 4-leaf clover on top, and then he douses it in gasoline because he's about to light it on fire. And he's like, "Oh, gasoline won't work." Blah blah blah. And he goes upstairs and he struggles up the stairs and he lights the match to throw down to the basement to light it on fire to kill the leprechaun. And right then and there, he does have a stroke, which I think was. Do you think that was leprechaun powers, or do you think that was just weird timing?
No, I think he
feel like
was an
it's
old
leprechaun
fuck that didn't take
power.
care of himself.
Luck of the
Fair
Irish.
enough.
It was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Look-
Wasn't that a
Yeah.
Disney movie?
Yeah.
Yes. It
I
is
like that. That kid was
basketball
turning
team.
into a leprechaun,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that movie.
I do remember that. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
We unlocked
But-
a memory.
Yeah, so luck of the Irish, or not so much the luck of the Irish when it comes to Mr. O'Grady.
Yeah.
He has a stroke and the match goes out and he's not able to finish the job. And then it cuts to 10 years later.
He calls him I'm gonna burn you, you green bastard. Or
Oh, yeah, I'm
whatever
gonna burn you, you green bastard.
Which made me laugh pretty hard.
Yes.
I like it. But he does not end up burning that green bastard.
He does not.
No, it go very poorly. Things get out of hand fast, and then it does not go well for Mr. O'Grady.
No.
So then 10 years go by, and that is where my next note comes in, where Jen Aniston is not good at geography
No.
because she claims that she is in New Mexico when they are in North Dakota. So that was a big thing that stuck out to me. She is in a Jeep with her father moving to their new home, which did they ever explain why they moved to this new place
I don't think
and
so.
got out of Beverly Hills?
No.
I think
don't
her
believe
mom
so.
was in Beverly Hills
Her
and
mom was in
dad.
Beverly Hills, but
Yeah.
now she's living
Yeah.
with her dad.
Well,
For
she's
the
spending the
summer.
summer.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
dad gets summers.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess summers. Yeah. I mean, I don't
Okay.
know why you'd want them. She's a little brat.
Yes, she
Yes,
is.
yes,
She's very
she's-
California.
She's very
Very- yes.
California.
Yeah, she was not. Well, I mean, she wasn't even like chill like California. Very unchill. Very
Very-
unchill. Very,
yeah.
Unchill California. Very.
very unchill California.
It's she's got that vegan personality.
Yeah, she's got that. What was that show? She's a valley
She's
girl.
a valley girl.
She's a valley girl.
Mhm.
Through and through, and she is not happy about her current situation.
Dude,
So her dad just moved to this new house, which happens to be the old O'Grady house.
yeah.
That did not burn down because
Mhm.
Mr. O'Grady, toy shop owner from Toy Story 2 Lost in New York, failed his mission. So now they're moving into this house. They go into the house and she's complaining the whole time about how awful it is. They go down to the basement. There's a tarantula. There's spider webs everywhere. And she's just not having it. She's like, look, I'm just going to stay in a hotel and you can come visit me every other day or something like that.
Mhm. There was a lot more tarantulas in the 90s.
Yes, there
tarantulas in the
was.
90s. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I don't know where they all went. Where'd they go?
They stuffed it. We
That's
cut
smart.
it in. Good question.
PetSmart wrangled them all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Monetization of the arachnids.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I think that's what it was.
Probably escape, become overpopulated, ruining the ecosystem. Like frogs.
Like frog.
Like
Like
frogs.
frogs.
This is
We
an
don't
environmental
speak
film.
of frogs.
I didn't even
Frogs is so
think that.
good.
I did not even think that Leprechaun was an
Oh.
environmental film. That's the first time I've ever
Right.
thought of that.
It's eco
Good.
horror.
Eco
It's
horror.
eco horror.
Yeah.
This movie was about that one tarantula, and
Yeah.
everyone missed it. It went over
Yeah.
everybody's heads.
Right.
So, and he's like, money isn't everything in life. Like, is your philosophy that money's everything in life? And she's like, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's at a loss for words. She's like, I'm leaving. I'm getting a hotel. I'm leaving. And she storms up the stairs, and the dad just kind of stands there to me, it's almost like debating. Like, I should just let her go. She's a pain in the ass.
Really? Yeah, for
But at
sure.
the
I don't know
same
why
time-
he took her right down to the basement though. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
first thing,
not
just
just
like, and
Yeah.
she's basement.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
I mean,
maybe
it's
they-
a home tour. I mean, you got to show the basement.
maybe he just wanted to get it out of the way first and leave and end everything on a good
Yeah,
note.
it's like you want the good
Maybe.
news or the bad news kind of thing.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Bad news first.
Yeah, so she goes upstairs and she has her old 90s cell phone and she's calling up a hotel
Yeah.
to make a reservation. And that's where we find Hot Nathan just
Hot
walking
Nathan,
around their
yeah.
yard with no
Mhm.
explanation. There's just a guy walking around their yard. They don't
Yeah.
really explain what the situation is. They never explain that the dad hired a painter yet. There's just this hot guy with a can of paint thinner walking around their yard.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think it
she
was with a bucket. I don't
Yeah,
think it was a
it's-
can. It was like a bucket.
is like a
Blue
bucket of
bucket.
paint thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, big blue bucket of paint thinner. And she bumps into him, making him spill the paint thinner. This is where the conflict starts, the main conflict.
Yes.
And she
it's
doesn't
a-
even apologize or anything. She's like, "Oh, like, well, here's $20."
Let's throw money at my problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all she
Which is her new
knows.
philosophy.
all she
She just
knows.
realized it 48 seconds ago in the basement.
Right.
That's her new philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Nathan was like, well, I mean, you spilt all my paint thinner and now you're just giving me $20. So then she pulls out another 20 and she was like, well, we'll discover. Well, at this point, if I was Hot Nathan, I'd be like, shit, yeah, and I'd just take the $40 and walk away.
Yeah.
But no, he's like, no, I think just an apology would do. And that does not happen. So then let's see here. What is my next note from there to there? Oh, there's a little bit of a skip, so I'll have to fill some things in. Because my next note is slow Ozzy forces child to motorboat him. So
I liked Ozzy.
Ozzy's my favorite character. You're
I
gonna
really
find that
like
in the
Ozzy.
notes.
Yeah.
So
speaking of Ozzy, Casey had convinced me that we just watched this 2 weeks ago, and I was like, maybe the ending? But we didn't watch this whole movie. And then I saw Ozzy today, and I was like, oh, I have definitely watched this whole movie 2 weeks ago.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it cut. So as like they're going, as Jennifer Aniston and Hot Nathan are going back and forth in the yard, and the dad comes out and they're talking. It cuts to Ozzy and the child. What's his name? Alex. Alex. Yes, I just put child in all my notes.
Alex is
So
an
Alex-
asshole.
Alex
He
is
is
a piece of
an ass.
shit. Alex
He's
is a shit
awful.
kid. He sucks. No
And
one
he-
likes Alex.
Except for Ozzy.
So, except Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy's talking to Alex about how he saw a UFO last week. And it was fucking
Yeah.
crazy. And Alex is like, "You're fucking stupid. I don't like you." And then at that point, like he does the like they're going back and forth on it and getting like paint supplies out. They work for Hot Nathan. And so then Alex pulls the classic prank of what's that on your shirt and boing some. And that's where slow Ozzy forces the child to motorboat him. He just puts him in his chest. and just-
He deserved it.
So at this point, I'm like, what is this movie about?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this in 10 years, so I was like, man, I don't remember this movie the same. And then my next note, I see, is Hot Nathan is now roaming basement for tarps because painting businesses in the 90s did not have their own tarps.
Right.
Because
Right.
yes, Jennifer Aniston goes back in the basement for some reason, and
Well, she's gonna bring him Kool-Aid.
bring him Kool-Aid, which apparently is in the
Yeah.
basement. Even with it.
She's got Kool-Aid on a tray.
Oh,
And she
okay.
calls it a peace offering.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I must have missed that part. And she's looking around for Nathan, hears some rustling around, and then a tarp falls on her, and Hot Nathan comes. I was like, oh, sorry, I was just looking for a tarp to do my job. And at this point, I'm like, why don't you have your own tarps here at painting business?
Exactly.
But, I digress. And then, let's see, next note. Ozzy auditions for the Blue Man Group. I see.
He did. He really
Yeah.
did. Poor Ozzy.
Yes, that is the point where Ozzy and Alex are still going back and forth, and then Ozzy spills blue paint all over himself, and so
And he's totally PO'd.
And they
totally
just
PO.
laugh. They just laugh about it. It made me feel bad.
Yeah, they're just laughing at stupid fucking dumbass Ozzy.
Such a fucking dipshit.
Yeah,
So
Ozzy,
Ozzy,
Uh,
you low IQ moron, you smooth brain bitch.
Oh my god.
Love that guy.
Love-
He was the best. I love Ozzy.
I can keep up with that motherfucker. That's for sure. In conversation. So then Ozzy, he goes downstairs looking for something to clean himself up or whatever, and now he's down there by himself, and he releases the Leprechaun. He is like looking for stuff, and he accidentally knocks the 4-leaf clover off the top of the crate that the Leprechaun's in. Because the whole time in the basement, like the Leprechaun, you can see through like a little crack. He's like watching all of them and seeing what's going on. So Ozzy
Why-
releases the Leprechaun.
Why are all the house supplies in the basement? Like
I don't know.
That's how
tarps
it was in the 90s,
towels,
Jordan. So
stuff.
it was. I don't know.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Mhm.
Jordan, I can't say it. Most of our house supplies are in our basement.
Well, they're not.
90%.
There was weird shit in that basement, though. There was like one of those things that hold the newspaper that you put the money in.
Newspaper, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Newspaper buyer thing. There's a lot of weird shit in there.
It was a very strange set.
Yeah.
It looked like one of those
Like,
I
I don't know, throw some
Spy
shit in there.
settings.
They won't notice.
Mm-hmm.
It was an I Spy page.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Find the leprechaun.
Kind of had the leprechaun.
He's wearing like a striped Waldo shirt.
That'd be great. It has to
That
be
would
green.
be great. So Ozzy releases the leprechaun after the 4-leaf clover gets swiped off the crate, and he busts out of there, and he like scares the shit out of Ozzy, and he's threatening him. He's like, "What are you?" He's like, "Don't you know I'm a leprechaun? Look at the buckles on me boots. Where's my gold?"
And then he eats a bug.
That's right. Yeah, and he eats a bug. There's a bug on his arm, and he eats it just because he's trying to be spooky.
Yeah.
Again, eco horror because I mean,
Eco-horror.
that's
That's what it is.
right. And so Ozzy's like on his back. He's like, I don't know where the fuck your gold is. He's like, don't lie to me. I'm the leprechaun. I'm gonna bite your ear off. I'm gonna do it, boo.
Yeah, you're gonna make it into a boot. Yeah.
Yes. And then Ozzy gets up to run away, and the leprechaun. Then my next note is door close fail.
Easy.
Because Ozzy's running up the stairs, and the leprechaun uses his magic to shut the door. And I love this moment. Ozzy just like turns, kind of looks at him, looks back at the door, and just opens the door.
Right. That was pretty good.
So he's like, the only way you got away is because my powers are weak.
Give me gold.
He didn't have enough power. Yeah, he didn't have enough power to lock the door. Where's my gold?
Mm.
Well, I mean, he used it all up on that stroke.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
That's probably
Absolutely.
90% of his mana pool right there. I
Mhm.
would
Yeah,
say.
probably.
Doesn't have
Yeah.
enough to cast any other
These
spells.
little stats, he hasn't leveled up. He's level 1. He's
Mhm.
level 1 at this moment. So then after door close fail, my next note is Hot Nathan's stick is not big enough.
Hot
So-
Nathan's stick is not big enough.
Hot
and
Nathan's
his
stick is
his
not big
paint
enough.
streaks keep changing. Did you guys notice
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
Oh my god, it was driving me crazy. Like every scene that like panned out and panned back, their paint
Mhm.
streaks were different. All of them. It was
It
Didn't
was
even
uncomfortable.
try. Didn't even
Yeah.
try.
It was cringy.
It was
I
cringy.
mean, there's a lot of things that they just, didn't try in this movie.
yeah.
But so Nathan's stick is not big enough because Ozzy, he comes running outside. There's a leprechaun in the basement. And everybody's like, oh, classic Ozzy.
Right.
No.
You fucking
Stupid
idiot.
Ozzy.
Right. He's like, no, there's a leprechaun who was asking me for gold. It was going to turn my ear into a boot. Yeah, buckles on its shoes. I'm like, fuck, man. Help. And then Hot Nathan's like, I got this. And he pulls up this little twig. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going down there, Ozzy. And he's like, your stick isn't big enough, Nathan. I would know.
Oh.
That's not what he says, but
It is
No,
not.
But
it's still
That's a
fun.
Imagine
different
if he did.
movie.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I mean, we don't know. There's not really a whole lot of lore to these characters, so I'm
Not yet.
yes. And then let's see. Next note. Ozzy is concerned about Leprechaun's oral hygiene. So
Yes, he
yes,
is.
absolutely, because he's still describing the leprechaun as they go downstairs looking for it. And he's like, oh, his teeth are all yellow. You definitely could tell he doesn't brush them.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's what
Take
Mama
note.
said.
Yeah, I know. He is slow, but he does take care of his teeth.
He
So
does.
He
very
does.
Yeah,
proud of
good
Ozzy
teeth.
Shaves
for-
very well.
Yes, I'm sure he
Mhm.
brushes at least twice a day. He might shave well, or do you think he's just one of those guys that can't grow facial hair? That's kind of the vibe I was getting from him.
Well, Ozzy's weird because he's simultaneously like 35 and 12.
Yeah.
Yes,
he is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is part of one of my notes, quite frankly. So the next note is a rainbow appears with no rain, and only Ozzy questions it.
Yep, only
Because
Ozzy.
they go because they're in the basement. They don't find the leprechaun. They see a rat, and they're like, "Oh well, it was just the rat making all this commotion. If that's the reason you're all beat up, you got beat up by a mouse. You fucking slow, stupid pussy."
Right. You
And-
thought it was a leprechaun.
Yeah, exactly. You thought a mouse was a leprechaun because that's very easy to mistake.
Yeah.
So then they go outside, and just a random reading rainbow just
Mhm.
And
Okay.
everybody's like, yeah, it's a rainbow. What's the problem? And Ozzy's the only one that's like, don't you think there's a fucking coincidence here that I saw a leprechaun and there's a rainbow and it's summertime in North Dakota and it hasn't rained in 3 months? There's a rainbow with no rain, and everybody's like, you're stupid, Ozzy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, only
Jennifer Aniston's stupid shorts too.
Oh,
Flower
was that when she was
shorts.
wearing those? They're like patched up. All the
Yes.
patches.
They're just
Yes.
so awfully 90s.
Very,
They're
very 90s.
so
She had her
awfully
LA Gear
90s.
sneakers.
Yes, so
Yeah.
90s.
Mhm.
So
Very
when
90s.
Ozzy questions the rainbow, he's like, well, I'm going to the end of the motherfucking rainbow. And
Mm-hmm.
they're all like, why? He's like, because there's fucking gold. Duh. I
Yeah.
saw a leprechaun and a rainbow. I know how this story works. So he goes and he's following the rainbow. Alex is the only one that goes after him because Hot Nathan and Jennifer Aniston do not give a fuck about what's going on with either of them.
Nope.
Excuse me. And then it takes them to this old rusty pickup truck. And they're
Yes.
investigating, and Ozzy finds a gold coin where stupid little bully Alex is just like, give it to me, it's mine. And Ozzy's even tricked. He's like, I'll give you your coin in a minute. Like, your coin. Like, he didn't find it.
Right.
Poor Ozzy.
He's such a little
And-
fucking
You just want
shit.
to look at it. You just want to look at
Alex,
it.
Alex is just a little dumb bully.
Yeah, I wish he got eaten.
I wish he got eaten.
Forgot.
I really wish that like the scene towards the end with the bear trap came into fruition.
Yeah.
The leprechaun's
Yeah.
way.
And he's a fucking Niners fan.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Just
Oh.
absolute fucking filth.
Just
Niners
trash. Total trash.
Absolute trash.
Mhm.
So then my next note is only Ozzy questions the chain of events of the leprechaun, the rainbow, and the gold. Everyone else is just like coincidence. Because eventually they find a bag full of gold with all these inscriptions on it that are definitely ancient. And everybody's like, nah, Ozzy, you're stupid. There's no
Yeah.
leprechaun. What
Get
are
outta
you talking
here.
about?
Mhm.
Yes. And then so he's like, well, Alex is like, well, how can you tell it's real gold? Oh, it's real easy. You just bite it. That's like how the prospectors used to do it. Which
And
tells
how
me
they
that
see it in the
Ozzy does read.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they do it in the movie.
That's how they do it in the movies.
Yeah.
So he ends up somehow taking a bite of the gold coin into swallowing it.
Yeah.
And he eats the coin.
He does.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're like, oh, Ozzy, you dumb idiot. Well, this is what we can do. Like, we have all this money. We can't tell the grown-ups about it because you know how grown-ups are with money. And yes, I do know how grown-ups are with money. And he wants to use the money to give Ozzy an operation on his brain to make him smarter. That just shows
Yeah.
how fucking stupid Alex
Yeah. I have a lobotomy question mark in my notes.
I have no idea. So my next note was child wants to make Ozzy smarter, although he appears to be the smartest in the group.
He does. He does.
At this point.
Definitely smarter than the dad, as we'll see very soon.
Yes, absolutely. And then my next note was scene cuts to Hot Nathan teaching Jen Aniston how to stroke it because she's like teaching her like how to paint a house. She's just there with this little stupid brush. She's like, yeah,
she's painting
yes,
a broken shutter.
perfect smooth strokes. That's how you do
So
it.
bad. You're a natural. Oh my god.
Yes. And then my next note was Leprechaun tries to go pet cemetery on Jen Aniston because he's hiding under the truck.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
and Jen Aniston staying there. It was very similar to that wonderful scene in Pet Cemetery
Yeah, with Judd.
that everybody knows about. Yes.
Oh God, yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
Her Achilles
Yes.
could have been cut.
Yeah.
But didn't.
Yeah. So Leprechaun's trying to go Pet Cemetery on Jen, and she's standing there, and he's like, Leprechaun's like caressing her leg underneath the truck, and she's like, Nathan, stop that."
Nathan, stop.
Nathan.
Oh, her face during it, hilarious.
Yeah, you're so bad.
Yes.
Because somehow he just ran around Jen Aniston, got underneath the truck without her noticing, and that's where he's hiding.
Yeah.
And
So weird.
yes, absolutely. So Leprechaun tries to go Pet Cemetery on Jen, scratches her, and she like falls to the ground, and Hot Nathan goes to her side and her dad. And my next note is, I question Jen Aniston's dating history associating a man's touch with a decrepit leprechaun hand.
Yeah.
She's like, I know it was a man. I know what a man's touch feels like.
And her dad's like, what?
Yeah, like, dude,
You
what?
do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I found that funny because we've all seen the leprechaun hand. It's like all gross and
And the nails are like
full of oil.
talons.
I was like, who is Jen Aniston? What's her dating life like?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just questioning all of her decisions that they make. And they hear some rustling around. They hear some rustling like in a hole in a tree. And
Oh, because
the
they're looking
dad,
for a cat.
yeah, they're looking for a
Here,
cat.
kitty.
So it just cuts to that. They ignore all that, and they're just like, well, oh yeah, because they think it's a cat scratch, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cat scratched her.
So
Because they
looking
seen a
for-
cat, right? Did they see a
No,
cat?
they heard it and they're like, "Oh, it's her."
Oh, we gotta catch it because we
Oh,
might have
so the
rabies.
leprechaun has definitely killed a
Mhm.
cat at one point in time. So
Yes.
he's making cat noises in this hole in the tree where genius dad, you can tell where Jen gets her genetics from,
Yeah.
just goes and sticks his hand in the hole in the tree and has this huge bite, gets bitten by the leprechaun. And they're like, oh, shit, like, it bit me, stupid cat. And then,
Stupid cat.
stupid cat.
I like that it didn't even look like a cat bite. They're like, "Oh, stupid cat."
No, I don't know what kind of cat could do that. And I
Mhm.
love the CGI when they like came back to the hole in the tree and you see
Yeah.
leprechaun
Yeah, and you can see
face.
leprechaun.
I
I'm the
fucking
leprechaun.
I fucking love it right after this when he's on the tricycle. It's
Oh
so
my God.
good.
Oh
It's
my
so
Tricycle's
good.
amazing.
Yeah, so they
Mhm.
hop in the truck to take the dad to the hospital, probably get a tetanus shot, and the truck's not starting. Fuck. And stupid smart ass Alex is like, I got this, and he goes around to the hood, and it's just like a loose spark plug wire, and he fixes it. So apparently this is an ongoing issue with this vehicle that they just haven't gotten around to fixing. And then they head to the hospital, and that's where the leprechaun runs into the shed and comes out on a fucking tricycle, jigsaw style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But fast.
But fast.
Very
like,
speedy.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
speedy.
so fucking fast.
Yeah.
So while they're at the hospital, they're like, okay, it's gonna be a while. Like, let's just, just hang out around town for a little bit. So Hot Nathan and Jen Aniston go to a diner, and then Ozzy and shithead Alex, they go to this pawn shop with this coin because
It's
they
a
want to see how
terrible
much money
pawn
they can
shop.
get for it.
It's
It's
just such
horrible.
random shit.
It is. It's a horrendous pawn shop.
It's like board games and a pogo stick as things.
Yeah.
You've all obviously never been to North Dakota. That's all I'm
I
have
saying.
not. I
There's
am
not a
not.
lot of interesting finds there.
No,
Not
and
a
I'm
lot
not
of
worried
treasure.
about talking shit about North Dakota because I doubt anyone there has internet anyway.
They don't listen. I've been checking our stats. They don't listen.
Watch us next, like 3 days from now. Ping!
Yeah,
Not
right.
one fan from North Dakota.
Fuck you.
Fuck. So he's like, I'm gonna have to look more into this gold coin. He's like, this gold coin. What did he say it was worth? Like $12?
I thought I said 50.
50?
Was it 50?
It's a coin made out of solid gold. And he's like, $50. It's
Right.
like, no way.
Right. That's why you had to look at it longer.
That's right. Let me
No.
hold this overnight. Which I was like, oh, this guy's
Yes.
definitely gonna screw these idiots over. Let me hold over. I'll fill out a receipt for you, or blah blah blah. Which I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, doesn't a receipt mean that you sold it to him? But at the same time,
I think, but I don't know.
just totally trick these dummies.
Yeah.
So then it's showing the pawn shop owner, and he's still in there by himself, and he pulls out this old book of just like Irish ancient coins, which just happens to be in the pawn shop. That
Gotta
was
have
the
it.
one.
You gotta
That was
have
the
it.
one. Gotta have it. Gotta know your shit.
Mhm.
You know, there's no other specialists in North Dakota. You can just call in.
No, I mean,
You
not
know,
in the 90s.
Gotta have a phone book.
Right.
Mhm.
No, all their phones were just cans on a string going from house to house. Yes, the whole entire state is one party line.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
So he's holding the coin overnight. Next note is pawn shop owner gets pogoed to death.
And
Leprechaun
a shoe
comes
shine.
in. Yeah. Oh yeah. He comes into. Yes. The leprechaun comes into the pawn shop. He's like, oh, I'm the leprechaun. He pops out of the safe, scaring the shit out of the shop owner. Keep wanting to say Pawn Stars, but
Yeah.
It's better than
So-
porn star.
I wouldn't want to see that one.
Nice gold coin. Let me call on one of my buddies quick.
Yeah.
I got a guy.
Yeah, I got a guy. Top. Next thing you know, the top person in ancient coins of all time in the entire country.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got a shop next door.
Mhm.
So he's looking at it. Leprechaun pops out, scares him, knocks him to the ground, starts slicing up his face a little bit, and then he's like, "I'll be like, stay there. I'll be right back." Does he shine his shoes before or after the pogo stick?
After.
After.
After the pogo stick. So he goes to the corner, grabs a pogo stick, and starts pogoing over like Leprechaun would
Such
do.
a good scene.
It
Such a-
is.
I love
He
Just
does, he does the rhyme too.
Oh,
What
what's
was
the rhyme?
Oh god, it was like this old man, he played one. I put pogo on his lung. It felt like that.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah.
what was his line? He'll bounce back in no time. Yes.
So good. So he pogos on top of him until he just pierces his entire chest cavity and just stabs him with the pogo stick over and over again. And then he gets off and he shines his shoes because that's what leprechauns do. They like shoes. They're shoemakers and they shine shoes.
You do.
Yes. And then
I like the part that's about to come over. He turns around and like sees the truck, and then he looks at the trike, and then the truck, then truck.
yes.
Yes.
Oh
Like
yes,
that.
yes. He finds the little toy truck and he's like, "Oh yes." But then he says the line, "The luck of the Irish."
Yeah. Does he?
He does. He
Yeah.
does. When he finds the truck, he's like, "Oh, must be the luck of the Irish."
Ah.
He gives the hood a little shine too.
Yeah,
Nice.
he gives the hood of the toy truck a little shine, which is nice. And so he gets in the toy truck and leaves to head back to the house looking for the gold. And then it cuts to Hot Nathan and Jennifer Aniston in the diner. And my next note is Ozzy is referred to as a child, but is definitely older than everyone else in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they're
Absolutely.
like, where's Alex and Ozzy? And they're like, oh, they're just children.
Probably stopped off to buy him a comic book or something. He said
You're
that.
right.
What he
Yeah.
said.
So they get some coffee. And then the leprechaun is, let's see, then it cuts to the leprechaun. He is pulled over in his toy truck by the police.
So awesome.
That's eating a donut.
Yes, who's eating a donut.
Eating a donut.
Classic.
As one does.
Classic. Yeah.
Yes, and my next note is cop is awfully mean to what he assumed was a child.
He was.
He thought it was a kid in a mask. He's like, listen here, smart ass.
Mhm.
Not in the truck, put your fucking hands on the hood. He's like, take that mask off. And he pays the price where the leprechaun grabs his face and cuts it all up. Yes.
I love the leprechaun had his trunk full of toys
Yes.
and a bloody
Yes.
pogo stick.
Mhm.
He took them
all
up in
the
with him.
toys from the pawn shop.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, absolutely. And
I also like
So-
that that cop had to squat down just to talk to him, be like, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting on his level.
hey,
Yeah.
pal, take the
Hey.
mask off and put your hands behind your back.
Yeah. Aren't you a little young to be out this late?
Have you been drinking tonight? So the cop runs into the woods and the leprechaun's chasing after him at lightning speed, and he's hiding. The leprechaun puts his hat like in the center of the woods to lure out the police officer.
Mhm.
I swear to God, I thought he was going to put the hat on. I really wanted
did
him to
too.
put the
I
hat
wanted
on.
him to so bad.
I know he's like holding
didn't.
it. You can tell he's thinking about
Yeah.
it. That sounds so fucking bad.
He did for sure.
Yes.
I like during the whole woods part, the leprechaun's just going, bleh, bleh.
He's like hissing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because when the leprechaun was slicing up his face, he took his gun and he threw it. So the cop didn't have his gun. So he's standing in the circle, and the leprechaun's going from tree to tree, like, "Oh, I'm over here! Oh, no, I'm over here! I'm the leprechaun!"
Just fucking with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Playing hide and seek.
He's like,
Somebody is. Yeah.
yeah. And then my next note is cop throws only weapon he has at nothing. So, he just has his nightstick and he's like looking around ready for the leprechaun to jump out and attack. And he doesn't know what tree he's behind. He just takes his nightstick, he just throws it.
Yeah.
Leaving him unarmed. He's like, oh, that was stupid. And then he runs and he sits behind a tree. And then he's sitting behind a tree. He thinks he's made it. He's like, oh, finally I lost this motherfucker. You can't
Why
find
would
me.
you think that? Why?
I don't know. He went like 5 feet.
He did barely moved.
He went
And
like
thought
5
was
feet
it.
and sat by a tree. He was like, yes, did it.
Oh, he saw the leprechaun run after he threw his nightstick. He ran in the opposite direction of him.
But he's been a
Right.
trickster this whole time. Why would
Right.
he think
Yeah,
that
but he's a
fine.
cop who
He-
thought it was a child.
he was? Yeah, he was
Very
a,
good
he's a
mask.
dummy.
Yeah, so then the cop gets his neck broken. The leprechaun drops down from on top of the tree onto his shoulders and
Breaks
snaps
his
his
neck.
neck. Yes,
he plays
and
with his head.
Yeah, like
yeah, then he's
Pumpkinhead.
playing with his head.
Like
Yes,
Pumpkinhead, yes.
yes, yes. And then my next note was Hot Nathan continues. Hot Nathan critiques Jen's figure, must like the larger women.
Yeah, what the hell was that? You need to eat? Really?
Eat some
Yeah.
loaf.
Eat some
some
loaf.
meatloaf? I have
Yeah,
plenty.
you need this. You need
Ew.
this meatloaf. My stick that's not big enough.
Mhm.
Oh,
You're talking about his hog.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his hog.
Getting into the hog talk.
I mean,
Mhm.
I was into the hog talk from Nathan. Hot Nathan's stick isn't
This
big enough.
week on Hog Talk.
This
we
week
have
on
a-
Hog
We're changing the name right now. Hog talk.
That's gonna be our side project, Joe. Hog talk.
Mhm. Hog Talk.
Yeah, this guy made massive dick. This guy not so much.
Mhm.
You're
In that
big as
video of the
my
episode.
hog. The whole thing is just cutting to random people and guessing if they have a large cock or not.
Guess that hog.
Send us your dick pics.
Absolutely. John Rahm, or no, that's the golfer. Who's the fucking actor? Is it
John
John
Hamm?
Hamm?
I
John
love
Hamm.
John Hamm from Mad Men.
Massive hog. Have you seen the photos?
No. But I love
You-
Mad Men.
Okay, so it doesn't show it, but there's a whole slew of photos online of just the outline of his dong in tight pants. Because apparently he wears tight pants a lot.
From the sex
and-
scene he had with Jennifer Aniston in that new TV
no,
show?
no, I'm talking every day, like him walking down the sidewalk, and the outline of his hog is it's massive.
It's massive.
It's like almost
massive
to his
hog.
fucking knee. Like it's
Oh, okay, well,
comical.
is it him or Sam Elliott who's got the bigger hog?
Ooh, that's tough.
I don't know.
John Hamm is it's.
I
We
think
need to
you're-
pull up a side by side.
There's a reason
I
to call him
think you
Ham.
guys-
It's because he's got the hog.
Vanessa Ray.
The ham
That's
came from
good.
the hog.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What came first, the ham or the hog?
Yeah.
Chicken before the egg question.
I think you guys are missing Drake and his leaked video or picture.
Oh my god.
Really?
His fucking snake.
Oh my god.
Bro, I didn't even talk to you about this. What are you doing looking up Drake's penis?
I wasn't. I just been
You've been
seeing
caught.
memes. I just been seeing
Exposed.
memes, and I was like, "What is this nonsense?"
Yes, Drake had a nude photo leaked, and it's like him lying back on a couch with a phone, like facing a mirror, and
I
it's,
bet it was leaked.
Mhm.
yeah,
It was leaked.
Drake is not upset that photo got out,
I bet.
and God, you know when you think a guy has everything, and then just
Yeah,
there's
it's like,
one more
fuck
thing, like,
him,
wow.
you know?
Yeah,
My-
like it's like God damn it, like
My favorite video that I saw on TikTok is when your sleep paralysis demon is Drake, and somebody just has a vacuum hose.
Drake beats John Hamm, but not by much. It's fucking
All right,
ridiculous.
enough with hog talk.
Okay,
Let's
that was
get
our
back to
hog
the
break.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hog
Let's get
talk.
back to the movie. That was hog talk.
Yeah.
That was our hog talk segment.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a bill.
Mm.
Yeah, so Hot Nathan tells Jen Aniston she needs to eat more. He's like, here, have some of my meatloaf. It's good. She's like, do you know what that is? He's like, yeah, meatloaf. Stupid bitch.
I ordered it.
Like,
I know
no,
what it
that's
is.
ground up cow. And like, she's like, I'm a vegetarian. I would never eat meat. I wouldn't hurt an animal. I'm very adamant about that, very passionate about that. And then he pulls up her foot. He's like, it takes her shoe. Is like, this is made out of cow.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, food for thought. You, Jen Aniston, you too skinny for hot Nathan ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's
Hot
right.
Nathan likes him thick.
Hot Nathan likes them thick. He likes the thick North Dakota women that are meant for
He's so
breeding
meat on your
babies.
bones.
No, she's not. She's
the
not going to
big old bird
survive.
hips.
She's not going to survive during winter. She
Mhm.
doesn't
No,
have enough
absolutely
weight
not.
on her, you know.
Sweats on
Absolutely.
down for the summer.
Yeah.
That's right. She's not gonna survive the North Dakota winter. So then my next note was a clever Lucky Charms product placement could not get sponsored by name brand.
Yeah, so we had
Um,
Lucky Clovers.
Yeah.
Lucky
Right?
Clovers,
Lucky
yes.
Clovers. Yep.
Yes, because it cuts to the leprechaun getting back into the house through the window, and he is even though he's magic, he gets in through the window instead of just using his magic to open the door.
He's
'Cause
not strong enough yet.
Well, okay, so you're
That's-
saying he's strong enough to close doors but not open them.
It could have been locked. Just you don't know.
Interesting. Maybe. Could have been. So he's like looking for his gold. He's like, "Where's me gold? I'm the leprechaun." He's climbing through the cabinets, and I like how you know what's funny. Did anybody else notice that you could see the Lucky Clovers box before it like supposed to show the Lucky Clovers
Oh
box?
yeah. Yep. I
Like
noticed
it's like,
that right
like
away.
the cabinet doors cracked open with the Lucky Clovers box sitting right there. It's
Yeah.
like the first thing you see. And then he
Definitely on
opens it up.
purpose.
Yeah, yes, excellent product placement for not real brand.
Yeah.
So
Off brand.
yes, the Spartan brand.
Yes.
So he's
Reality brand.
looking through the cabinets, finds the Lucky Charms, and then so he's looking all over the place for this gold. He can't find it, and then the gang, other than the dad, he's still in the hospital. The whole gang gets back to the house.
No, you forgot about the part where he finds the mirror and he gets scared of himself.
Oh yeah, bizarre
Oh,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
takes his hat off and like lights his fingers straight down his eyebrow like nah.
That's better than me. I'm the leprechaun. So
He knows his worth.
yes, absolutely. He's so handsome for a
Yes.
600-year-old leprechaun.
He could be with his own species. You don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Back at the scene where the cop pulls him over, he's like, "Are you like, where's your parents, kid?" He's like, "I'm 600 years old." It's like, yeah, right,
Yeah.
smart ass. But anyway, so the gang gets back to the house and they see the house is absolutely trashed from the leprechaun looking for their gold. And that's where my next note is bears don't break down doors and they like to organize shoes.
They do.
Because
Mhm.
They
it was
do.
probably a bear.
Classic
And
bear
on
activity.
his, like, it was the leprechaun looking for his gold. You idiots, you guys.
Yes.
He's like, no, it's definitely a bear. You know, he even though there was no sign of a break-in, he just came in through the window. So bears come in through windows, and they like to organize shoes on the table because all of Jen Aniston's shoes were on the table, organized and polished.
Yes.
Yes,
What an honor.
What an honor. Yes, and then my next note is Hot Nathan's toxic masculinity teaches Jen Aniston how to use a broom.
Right. Do you know how to use this?
Yes.
Yes.
It's so funny. Like, he's like, well, let's start with just cleaning the mess up. And he takes a broom and hands it to her. You know how to use this, right?
Well, first she goes like, "Fuck this, I'm out." And she tries to leave. Like, no, it's dark
Oh yeah, she has to
outside.
leave.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
dark.
And he was like, no, you're a woman. Do your job. Here's a broom.
Pretty much.
And yeah.
Nathan.
Why? Why is this painting crew still hanging out with her like after hours of painting?
There's all sorts of shit's going on. And Hot
Yeah.
Nathan is trying to
Yeah.
get some.
Trying to help.
Yeah. Standard new hot girl activity in the small
Yeah.
town.
Right.
And then they're like, so I'm gonna look at the bedrooms to see where we can sleep. Like, why are you staying there? Like,
Hell
what's
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
would
Well,
you be
obviously she's
staying
going to
there?
be in distress from the situation, so we just gotta keep her safe.
Yep.
It's salesman. It's the salesman mentality. You
Yeah.
close and then you assume the sale.
Yeah.
We stay where
Yeah.
we paint. We stay where we paint.
You assume the sale. He's like, "Where's the bedroom? Let's
He's
go."
getting-
Mhm.
He's getting paid by the hour.
Yes, you have completed your womanly duties by sweeping up the kitchen. He's
Mhm.
like, "Good job. Let's go to the bedroom."
Yes.
where I shall give you your reward.
Yeah.
And then there's a bell going off everywhere, and so they come out and they're like, Ozzy, stop fucking, because there's like a little the tricycle bell that's sitting in the living room, and Alex and Ozzy are sitting next to it, not touching it. It's sitting on the table, and Jen Aniston and Hot Nathan, they come out of the bedroom and they're like, Ozzy, quit it with the bell. They immediately assume it's Ozzy because he's mentally debilitated.
Well, he found the
And-
bell.
Right, he did find
Yeah.
the bell.
Yeah, because in an earlier scene, he comes from outside because everybody heard the bell. Like, what the fuck is that? Then he comes inside, like, I found a bell.
And he
And
had
he
such a
walks away.
straight face. Wait,
Yeah.
I found a
Yeah.
bell, and then he
I
walked
found a bell.
away.
My
Yeah.
God. My fucking God.
Well, he's probably had it up to here with these guys at this point.
Right.
Ozzy, you stupid idiot. It's not a leprechaun. Like, I know you saw a leprechaun. I know there's a random rainbow. I know you found gold. I know there's a thing attacking the town looking for gold. But this was a bear. There's no leprechaun. You're stupid. He's like, I'll play stupid again. I found the bell. Better go sit over here. So they're like, Ozzy, stop it with that stupid fucking bell. I'm trying to get my fucking sex on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. And then they notice that the bell's ringing, even though it's just sitting there, like, it actually sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. So naturally they go outside.
Yes.
They sure do.
Yeah, so Nathan, he goes outside with a flashlight looking for what's going on. He's hearing shit. And he's looking around. As he's looking around, my next note is Hot Nathan is not coordinated and falls into bear trap.
He does.
There's like one
Right
little
in
barrel. It's like that wide in
Yeah.
this giant yard. And he doesn't catch it. He trips over it and falls into a bear trap.
Why
And
was
it
then the
there?
leprechaun
No one
pops
knows.
up. Ah, I'm the leprechaun.
He starts
Where's
singing
the
and
gold?
dancing around Nathan.
Yeah, that's
And the
what
bear. I
leprechauns
loved
do.
that. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, where's me fucking gold, Hot Nathan?
Oh, yes. Leprechaun
Yes, and-
falls with Hot Nathan.
Yeah, so he's like, he's like fucking beating the shit out of the leprechaun with his flashlight,
Mhm.
and then everybody else comes out to the commotion. They're like, holy fuck, it's a leprechaun! They just start like, jumping the
Beating the
leprechaun
shit
into the
out of
gang.
Yeah.
Like Alex finds this big rock from nowhere and smashes it on them. They're all beating the shit out of the leprechaun.
It's
It's like,
like
Alex,
the,
go get the shotgun. What?
I was gonna say it's like the printer copy machine in Office Space.
Yes.
Yes.
So my next note is child is not good with gun safety. Because
Oh, my
he's like,
God.
he's like, go get the shotgun, and they just naturally know where the weapons are in this house that's not theirs. So
Yes.
he runs
That's
inside
fine.
and comes out with a shotgun, and he's running to Hot Nathan to give him the shotgun, and he trips and he falls, and the gun is pointing right at Nathan, and he just like drops it like right in front of him, just hoping it's not like pointing at him. Like if this would have gone off, Nathan would have been super dead,
Super
but it
bad.
doesn't.
Super.
It doesn't for movie magic. And he grabs the shotgun, he blasts the leprechaun, and then Jen Aniston releases him from the bear trap, and the leprechaun's in the bushes, and he just starts blasting the bushes, like not knowing where the leprechaun is, just pumping rounds into this bush.
Yep.
And this is where my next note comes in. Jen Aniston learns the difference between a leprechaun and a bear. Because she's
Yes.
like, that was no fucking bear.
No shit. No
I did like
Yes.
to use that bear trap with all
Yes,
the bear
absolutely.
talk.
While all the commotion is going on, Ozzy, he goes inside and he calls the police, and he's like,
Yeah.
send the army, send medical help, send the police, send everybody. There's a fucking leprechaun. And the cop on the other end hangs up. He's like, classic Ozzy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everybody knows him as the village idiot in this small
Yes.
town.
Mhm.
What was it last week? UFOs, and the sheriff's standing there, and he's like, yeah, the leprechaun. Don't pick on Ozzy. He's a nice guy. Leprechaun, that's a good one. And
So we knew.
then my next note is gang does not believe they can call the police more than once.
Right.
Well,
Because
she
he
didn't
comes
say
back always
she-
like,
she tried, but
well,
the
not this
line
is
got cut
later.
out.
This is later.
Also,
This is
Oh, it
later.
is
Yes,
later.
this is
Yes.
later. Because he's like, I called the police. Okay, are they coming? Well, I don't know. They hung up. It's like, Ozzy, did you tell him it was a leprechaun? Well, yeah, it's a
Mhm.
fucking
Of course.
leprechaun.
It is a leprechaun.
That's right. And they don't, and that's where I put the notes like, oh, you can't call him again with a smarter person and be like, hey, it's not a leprechaun. There's a big problem here. Please come out here.
Yes.
No, they
please come
don't do
out.
that. And then my next note is checking for a body does not confirm a kill anymore because they're like, should we check and see if he's still dead? No, he's definitely dead. He's definitely fine. He's dead. I blasted that bush so many times. So let's just go back inside.
Not check.
Yes. And then they go to take Hot Nathan to the hospital because his leg is all jacked up. And the leprechaun is under the hood of the car because it does the truck does this classic thing where it doesn't start again.
It's a distributor cat or whatever that kid says.
The distributor cat.
Distributor cat.
I got it. I did it a half hour ago in this movie. Yeah. So he goes to go fix that again, and the leprechaun pops out. Ah, I'm the leprechaun. Give me my fucking gold.
Yes, he busts through the window, right?
Yeah, he busted through the window and he's like fucking beating on him and he bites Ozzy's ear, trying to keep good on his promise that he made him earlier, which I just think is a very stand-up guy thing to do.
Yeah.
And then my next note is cigarette lighters should still be in vehicles for self-defense and safety.
For sure.
Because that's what Jennifer Aniston did. She fired up the cigarette lighter. And I love how she waited for it to get hot. Like everybody else getting the shit kicked off him. She's over there like, come on. And she waits for it to get hot and it gets out. And she's like, yeah, like right on his nose with the cigarette lighter.
I like how the leprechaun just held it there. That he was holding it, like follow it back. He just kept it there on his face, like.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, me nose, I'm the leprechaun, my gold. And he falls off the truck, and they go to take off, which leads to my next note, which is the Wedge once again wins another round of BattleBots because in a very Wedge-ass fashion, the leprechaun runs into the shed like, what's he doing? I don't know. Let's get the fuck out of here. And he comes with this little built car that he just built in seconds.
He just built it, right? Like in seconds.
Yeah, he just built it, which makes me wonder why he got the tricycle last time and the little toy car when he could just build this.
With the pitchfork on it.
Yes. And then in the fashion of, if you're not familiar, the Wedge in the show The BattleBots was the number one BattleBot because all it was it looked like a big wedge. It was like it just had like a little plow on it. It would just knock the other BattleBot.
You just flip them over.
Everybody else, like flamethrowers and buzzsaws on their little BattleBots and all sorts of crazy shit. This was literally just like a little wedge. And you would just go and flip it over and it wouldn't do anything. And everybody would go nuts. And never... Wedge. So in homage to the Wedge, the leprechaun does the same thing with his car. He gets underneath it and just flips that bitch.
He does. He sure does.
He does. Mm-hmm. And then let's see. So they're like, oh fuck, and he goes into the truck and they're not there anymore. He's like, fuck, where'd they go? Where's me gold? I'm the leprechauns. And turns around, he sees them running back into the house.
My friends, where are you going?
My friends, where are you going? So he chases after him, and he goes to get inside the house, and Jen Aniston slams the door shut and cuts his hand off in the door.
Yeah.
Beautiful stop motion.
I love that.
Beautiful stop motion.
Oh, when it's crawling up everything. It's so good.
He's like,
it's so corny. I love it.
Not me hand. I'm the God. And the hand is still alive, and it crawls up, and it opens the door for him, which I thought was really cool. And then he reattaches his hand. And so the leprechaun's inside, but nobody knows he's still inside. And they're like, what should we do? And then it dawns upon Jen Aniston, we can call the police more than once.
Yes, we can.
Yes. And then that's where my next note is. Cell phone referred to as portable. Hashtag 90s.
My portable phone. That was my portable.
It's like the phone lines are down. Oh, my portable. That cracked me up because I haven't heard a cell phone referred to as a portable in a very long time. Yeah, she's like, hello. Like she calls the police and their phone dies, but she's like, they're going to come out. It's going to be cool. Like, they definitely heard me. So then they call dispatch. They go to dispatch one of the officers, but they call the officer the leprechaun killed.
Yeah.
So the leprechaun is in the car using the voice of the guy that he just murdered. And is like, oh yeah, I'll be there. ETA 3 minutes. And then my next note was Sheriff Redding looks like Kevin Bacon, and the bacon went bad.
Oh.
Sheriff Redding. That's where I noticed that Sheriff Redding looks like Kevin Bacon, like 90 years from now.
Just like gnarled.
Just gnarled, just like a
bacon.
gnarled Kevin Bacon.
He's
yes.
burnt. He's burnt bacon.
Yes, yeah, he's crispy bacon. Crispy bacon. Yeah, so there is no police coming. And then let's see. My next note, Jennifer Aniston still doesn't think it's a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Because Ozzy's talking about, she's like, I'm tired. Ozzy, shut the fuck up. I'm tired of your leprechaun talk. It's not a leprechaun. I'm tired of your fantasy make-believe bullshit. So Ozzy's intellect still remains superior at this point.
It does. My note says, why is Tori fighting with Ozzy when it doesn't make sense?
Ozzy, shut the fuck up. It's not a leprechaun. So then they're like, well, what's he looking for? Ozzy, gold. Obviously, I've been telling you all fucking day.
For the last hour and 20 minutes. Yeah.
And then Jen's like, we should look for the gold. And they're like, great idea, Jen.
Rally.
He's like, Ozzy, you stupid fuck, where did you hide the gold for this from this not a leprechaun? And she's like, I put it in the well. Classic. Put it in the well and lowered it. So in my next note is Jen is looking for gold and is about to go Sarah Connor on the not a leprechaun.
Sure.
And because she has the shotgun, and it just kind of reminded me of the Terminator.
She opens
thing.
the door,
which I did realize. And fun fact, I read this. This was done on the same set as Terminator 2.
Yes, it was.
And Terminator 2 just finished filming when the Leprechaun came and did it.
Oh shit!
The Waltons. My fucking mom loves the Waltons so much. Like she has the box set. Like that's like how that like for her relaxed days. She likes to pop a Benadryl, drink some champagne, and watch the Waltons.
That's a good afternoon right there.
Yeah.
That is great. But I think you can only really like one. You can really like the Waltons, or you can really like Little House on the Prairie.
She likes both. You
can't love both, though. You can't love both.
I don't know. My mom is all about that wholesome stuff.
I've never even heard of the Waltons.
Good night, John Boy.
Is that what it is? The Good Night John Boy one? Okay.
Good night, John Boy.
Yeah, that's the Waltons. Yeah, they were this family, a bunch of hillbillies that lived up in the mountains. But they were good, honest, hardworking people.
They sure were.
Yeah, and there's like 15 fucking kids, and their grandparents lived with them too. It was really good. But okay, let's see here. Where am I at? So Jen finds the gold in the well and and she's struggling a lot for it, just pulling something out of a well. So
turn the handle. That's what I kept saying. Just
turn
the handle. What are you doing? It's like a piece of yarn. It's so
I know. I know. And then she's holding on to the reel, and she was like trying to reach for the gold. Like she's like, I can't reach it.
Yes.
And then the leprechaun pops up. I'm the leprechaun. Where's me gold?
Goodness.
And she's like, I have the gold. He's like, no fucking way. You have the gold? She's like, yeah, I have the gold. Here you go. Not a leprechaun. So she gives the gold. He's like, oh, he's so happy. He's like, it sounds like me gold.
Smells like me gold.
It smells like me gold. It looks like me gold. It feels like me gold. Yeah. And so he's super excited. So not a leprechaun goes and fucks off. And
he gives her a kiss first.
Oh yeah, gives her a little smooch on the cheek, like, oh, thank you so much. And then she goes back inside, like, okay, I gave him the gold. He's gonna be super happy. Hell yeah. Like he's gonna leave us alone. And then not a leprechaun is sitting out by that truck, and he's like looking at the gold, and he's counting it, making sure he has all of his gold. And not a leprechaun realizes he's missing the coin that Ozzy ate. He's like,
yes,
99 coins. He doesn't have 100. And so he's like, oh, those motherfuckers! They tried to cheat me. They tried to trick the leprechaun. I'm fucking pissed. So he goes back to the house. And this is where my next note comes in. Shotguns cannot shoot through cabinets. because their leprechaun's in there. They know he's hiding in a cabinet, and the guy's holding the shotgun at the cabinet. He's like, "Okay, you're gonna open it and get out of the way real fast."
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Just shoot through it. It's a fucking.
It's a cabinet. It's wood.
I know.
Good God.
Maybe
Need to
there's
think
no
about that.
maybe there's no carpenters in that town. It's like these are your only cabinets.
Yeah, these are the only oak cabinets left in this town. I'm not about to ruin them.
Yeah.
So Jennifer Aniston goes up, and the shotgun's basically pointed at the back of her head at this point.
Yeah.
Rips the doors open, ducks out of the way. Oh, there's no leprechaun. He pokes out the other one. Yoo-hoo, I'm over here. I'm the leprechaun. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. And he hides back in there. And there's a little game of cat and mouse of Jen Aniston opening cabinets and the leprechaun not being there. And they're like, where the fuck did he go? Then that cuts to Ozzy and Alex in the living room next to the fireplace.
Wait,
that's
did
where
we
I-
get past the part where he
No.
scrapes his hand off the oven?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that part.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yes, he's
I like that.
running away in the kitchen, and he does scrape his hand off
Yeah,
the
it
With
was
the
just right before they
spatula.
popped cupboards. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
He used the spatula.
That was
Badass.
So funny. Yes, so that
Yeah.
happened before he hopped in the cabinets.
You almost missed the part where he came out of the drawer and then he grabbed Hot Nathan's balls.
He does.
He did grab Hot Nathan's balls because
With
his
those
stick's not big enough.
claws.
Yeah.
Those claws.
Yeah.
Mhm. Scraping that taint.
Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Jordan. God damn it.
Sorry,
Good
I'm on
God.
my third long drink.
Slicking up his hands with taint grease.
Yeah.
That is duck butter.
Taint
Duck-
grease.
Duck butter is taint
Duck
sweat.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So anyway, they're in the den, and this is where I realized that Jennifer Aniston's right. He's not a leprechaun. He's Santa Claus.
You see him.
So yes, he is. He comes down the chimney and he exclaims, "Is like, oh, I'm here, but I'm not Santa Claus." But he's
Mhm.
totally lying. It's totally Santa Claus. He's not. He's not a leprechaun.
Did the leprechaun
Ozzy is-
acknowledge that Santa's real?
Hmm?
I said, did the leprechaun acknowledge that Santa's real? 'Cause
Did
he's
he?
like, I'm not Santa.
I mean,
Ah,
maybe, but
Santa Claus
maybe.
confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he is Santa Claus, so obviously he's real. And then my next note is Santa can shred on a skateboard.
Oh my god, that
because-
skateboard scene, I loved it.
They're
That
both-
was amazing.
So Hot Nathan is going around the house with the shotgun, limping around, trying to find the leprechaun. This is the point where the limp starts, even though he's been in a bear trap or the bear trap scene happened a while ago. But this is where he first starts limping. He wasn't
Yes.
limping the rest of the time.
yes.
And Jennifer Aniston is like holding onto his jacket, like almost like tugging him back. Like that'd be like kind of annoying. Like I can barely walk as it is. Why are you holding me back?
Yeah.
So she's following Hot Nathan around with the shotgun as they're looking. And that's when the leprechaun just comes by on a skateboard. Yoo-hoo! Like they're in a hallway and it goes from one end of the hallway to the other. He blasts.
It's like
and
they're
he
playing a
misses.
fair game.
And then he
It
comes
Reshoot
was
the
like a
ducks.
fair game, yeah.
It was. And then he comes back rolling on the skateboard, and just can't hit him. And I love how every single time he comes back on the skateboard, he's in a different pose.
Yes.
Like, that was
Mhm.
really funny.
It's so great.
So yes. And then this is where I also learned too that the shotgun just has unlimited ammo because
Yes, it does.
it does. He's just
yes.
blasting like crazy
Mhm.
and never has to like put shells in at once.
No,
He puts
early
one
video
in
game.
right after one.
One, which is good for 40
Yeah,
rounds.
one equals 40.
Yes.
that's some early video game magic right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is some Doom shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so my next note, Santa is a phenomenal prank dialer because as they're still looking for Santa, the phone rings and she's like, "Oh my god, it must be the police. He's saving me." And it's Santa, and he's like, "Where's me gold?" She's like, "Fuck!" and she rips the phone off the wall and throws it. Their one chance at being saved and calling somebody, she just destroys that because she's
Mhm.
angry and she's in a mood for some reason.
Typical
I don't know.
Valley girl.
Scared. She's scared.
Yeah, and then he calls again from off the floor, and she picks it up, and a little hand comes out of the fucking phone.
Do you think that was his good hand?
My strong hand.
A strong hand?
Take my strong hand.
Yes. He's like, come out and play. Oh, man. It was so
I love
funny.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then let's see here where okay, so Santa's
They're
phenomenal.
throwing
Prank
shoes at
dialer.
Lep. Here's what I have needs. They're throwing shoes at him.
Oh yes, that did happen because my next note was toy shop owner from Home Alone 2 lost in New York is alive and in a nursing home.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
they're talking, it's like, how do we kill this thing? Like, we shot it, we beat the fuck out of it, what do we do? And he's like, old man O'Grady would know. He's like, where's he at? Like, he had a stroke 10 years ago. He's in a nursing facility. Like, let's go fucking find out how. And so they go to the nursing home, or they attempt to go, and the leprechaun gets in the way, he's causing problems, and they took the shoes. Whose idea was it to take the shoes again?
I thought it was Hot Nathan.
Hot Nathan.
I think.
Look at Hot Nathan proving his worth. And so Hot Nathan grabs the shoes, and they're throwing shoes, distracting the leprechaun. He can't stand that the shoes are getting all scuffed and dirty from getting thrown on the dirt road. And then I believe Jen went by herself, didn't she?
Yeah. Which,
yes, so
I don't
Jen
know
went...
why. They could all fit in that
If
Jeep.
they all could leave. Well, I don't know why they didn't, but they don't.
They
just
didn't.
her.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were just still trying to distract the leprechaun or what.
And they
So
could
then
have
the
found the Jeep and threw the shoes out, too.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
an open, like, roofless Jeep.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I thought it was the pickup truck. Oh, no, you're right. It was the Jeep.
It was
that
the
was
Jeep.
the Jeep that time, not the truck,
Mhm.
because the truck got flipped over by the wedge.
Yes.
So then it cuts to Jennifer Aniston driving to the nursing home by herself, where the leprechaun is behind her on roller skates, holding onto the bumper.
Awesome.
And he runs into a
And
fence.
then she turns and he gets thrown off, and he can't stop, and he goes through the picket fence. And
It's
like,
so
oh,
slow too.
it
So
was
slow.
So slow. Whoa.
And then the outline of him in the fence. It's so
was
it's just
so-
delightfully corny.
It
I
is.
loved it. I loved it so
Yeah.
much. So then Jen gets to the nursing home, and this is where I find out my next note. Jen Aniston can only read out loud because
Oh, she's one of those people.
she's one of those people that can only read out loud. Because like there's like a security guard sitting there sleeping in a chair, and she sneaks up to it, and there's a clipboard which just has a blank page in big letters that says room numbers. And she like quietly grabs it, and she opens it up, and she's looking at it, and she goes, Donald O'Grady. As loud as she possibly can, as she was trying not to wake this guy up.
That was awesome.
Yes.
I love
so
her when she's
Jennifer-
walking down the hallway too, and the camera angles were all tilty. That was I like that. It was cool.
Mhm.
It was,
I liked
it was
that
out
too.
of place, but I liked it.
Yeah, out of place in a good way though. And,
Yeah.
like the regular
Mhm.
guy was off that day. So they just gave the camera to somebody else.
It just made the movie so raw.
Real found footage shit.
Yeah.
Leprechaun was the first found footage film.
Yeah. Confirmed.
Confirmed. Fight me on it. So then my next note, Jen now finally realizes it's a leprechaun an hour and 15 minutes into a movie.
Yes.
Because she finally acknowledges it's a leprechaun. She finds Mr. O'Grady's room and sees a shadow that kind of looks like a leprechaun, but then she goes in there and it's like an old man in a wheelchair. And she's like, how do we stop the leprechaun? How do we kill it? And she's like, oh, you hear a voice. Oh, I'll tell you. And it turns around, it's the leprechaun in the wheelchair. Who would have saw that coming?
Right.
I'll never tell you. I'm the leprechaun. Where's my gold? And then the epic wheelchair chase scene.
It was epic.
ensues.
It was.
So she's running all over the place trying to get away from the leprechaun, and he's just trying to mow her down with this wheelchair. And she gets into an elevator and closes it before the leprechaun can get there. And she's like sitting in the elevator, and all of a sudden just crash, and it's Mr. O'Grady.
That actually made me jump. I was
through the
surprised.
top of the elevator, and he's hanging there like, oh god, that leprechaun fucked me up.
Yeah, it did. About the
Yeah, and my
mind.
next note was toy shop owner from Home Alone 2 lost in New York has a coke fingernail.
Oh, does he?
He definitely did.
Yeah.
As he's hanging there, I couldn't even pay attention to what the dialogue was in that fucking scene, because as he's hanging there, all I see is one of his pinky nails was fucking long as shit, and all his other nails were fine. So,
All right.
Mr. O'Grady's wild.
He is wild.
He parties. He
He
parties.
does, for sure.
You didn't understand what he was saying?
So, I mean, I gathered that she's like a freshly plucked 4-leaf clover from the clover patch will,
He
you
said
know,
that I knew
finish
he
it.
would eventually come for me. And then he says that.
Yeah, the whole time I was zoned out on the coke nail because I needed to confirm it was real, and it is. And
No, that's probably one of the hands that Tori feels on her leg sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Old man coke
Yeah.
hands.
Hot Nathan, stop it.
Stop touching me with your coke nails.
Ew, Jordan. That's
Yes.
gross.
So she ends up going to escape the nursing facility. My next note is Leprechaun is coming for that butt, because there's like the leprechaun's chasing her to the vehicle, and it's cutting from the leprechaun
to her
her
ass.
butt.
Yeah.
back to the leprechaun,
Back and forth.
back
yeah,
to
I
her
noticed
ass.
that too.
And it's
Yeah.
just I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm the leprechaun. And then so she gets to the house, and the leprechaun's there. She's like running. She's just running around. Oh no, she gets to the clover patch. She finds the clover patch.
Yeah.
So the one spot that's not like dry and dead. For some
Yes.
reason, it's just like one circle of clover that's just perfectly
You
fine.
say it was the luck of the Irish.
Yes, you
You
could.
could say it was the luck of the
Mhm.
Irish.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You could definitely tell it was glowing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Like they really wanted the viewers to know that's the clover patch.
Mm-hmm.
Did she find the dead cop first?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Did she find the dead? I thought she was
Yep.
looking for the clover, then got chased because she didn't find it.
Oh,
Got chased by the
that's right.
leprechaun. There was 2 scenes where they
Yeah.
go to the clover
Oh,
patch.
2 scenes
Leprechaun
No.
was like,
She already found
girls
the cop.
should be looking for clovers.
She already found the cop. Okay.
She definitely already found the cop. I watched
No,
it
it
on
was
my other screen
after.
while we're talking about it.
Oh, okay.
I would wonder why
All
I kept
right.
looking that way.
Okay. See, I thought that like she looked through the clover patch the first time, then got chased to the cop car.
Yeah, that's
So-
how it is. Because the
Well,
leprechaun's
he's
like,
watching
little,
it, so
little girls should be looking for clovers. And then Nathan and Ozzy came down after she like, we heard you scream. And then she's
no,
like,
that
we
was
gotta go
after the
find a
cop car.
4-leaf clover.
We heard you scream was after the cop car.
Yeah. And then they
So
went
either,
back to the
either
clover
way,
field.
so as she's looking for the clover patch, she comes across the cop car. She's like, "Oh my god, we're saved!" Goes to the cop car, runs in it, and sits in the driver. Just goes and sits down in the driver's seat, not
Yeah,
even
what is
questioning
that?
why the cop isn't in the driver's seat. And she's like, "You got to help me!" And turns around, and he's dead. He's super dead.
Chipper did.
And the leprechaun's pops up in the window. Ah, I'm the leprechaun, and he starts doing his little thing, starts swatting at her, and she takes the night. And I don't know, he must have had another nightstick in the car. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I guess.
He had a
He's
spare?
always throwing them. So he just
and
had
she
to have a
takes
few.
the nightstick and stabs
Yeah.
it through his eye,
Yeah.
which I didn't know that they were sharp at the end. I always thought they were very round, but it
Well,
was
maybe a
apparent-
leprechaun's eyes look really soft,
could be really soft.
gelatinous.
I feel like most eyes
be.
are soft and gelatinous.
Those eyes are pretty soft.
Well,
Yeah.
most of them are. So she stabs the leprechaun in the eye. That's my next note. Leprechaun is a phenomenal eye surgeon
Mhm.
because she's is like, well, what did he say? What was the line where before he grabs the eye and puts it in?
I don't
what
know.
was-
I didn't write it
He
down.
said something. He said some smart ass remark about the eye.
He's really
and
good
he
at facts.
He reaches over and he grabs the eyeball and because Jeff Aniston goes and jumps in the back seat and he grabs the eyeball from the cop, pulls it out of his head and puts it up to his eye, and it's his eye now.
Yes, two favorite
So
colors.
Yeah. Yes.
Resourceful.
Mhm.
Very resourceful.
Some Jeepers Creepers
And-
fit right there.
Yes. so she runs away. She runs back into the house and is like, we need to find the cloak. Like, we need to find the clover, and that's where we go back to the clover patch, and they're all four of them are sitting there sifting through looking for the 4-leaf clover, and Janice is like, it's no use, we're never gonna fucking find it, and Ozzy's like, we'll find it, you just gotta believe. And my next note is Ozzy has been right the whole time this movie, and Jen Aniston is still mean to him.
Yes.
She's like, shut up, Ozzy, I've had it with you, blah blah blah, and just bitching at him. She's like, you gotta believe. She's like, fine, I believe, I fucking believe, whatever. Like, just being a total asshole to him. But just for her saying that, she finds the 4-leaf clover.
She does.
Yes, and at the meantime, sorry, only 3 of them were there. Alex was back at the house, according to Hot Nathan. Alex is safe in the house, and Alex is not safe in the house. He goes to the shed, and he's like, I'm not scared. I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch. And he like grabs the bear trap, and he's like trying to rig something up. And then the leprechaun pops up in the shed, and he goes after Alex. I'm like, yes, finally, Alex is gonna die, but he doesn't.
No.
he takes Alex, and he's like grabs his head. He like knocks him down. He takes Alex's head. And he's like pushing him towards the bear trap to like try to put his head in it. Like, this is gonna be awesome, but it doesn't happen. So it doesn't happen.
No.
So they go after him with the 4-leaf clover, and do nothing with the 4-leaf clover. They just stand there and let the leprechaun run past them instead of anything. And I like how when he's running by, he grabs Hot Nathan's wound on his leg. He's like,
very good.
yeah. And then Ozzy goes outside. He's like, I'm the one you want. I ate it. And he's like,
Yeah,
well, it's your tummy I want then.
Yes.
And he goes out and tackles Ozzy. He's like slashing up his face. And
He
then
cuts him the fuck up.
He
cuts
uses
him the
his
fuck up.
he uses his boot buckle.
Yeah.
He takes that off.
Slice-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, slices him to ribbons.
Trying to get his
Mhm.
young.
Yeah, he's trying to get in
Not
that belly.
really. She's
No,
just hacking
he's
his
cutting up his face. He's just torturing him at this point.
Yeah,
Yes. And then Alex does the one redeeming thing he's done the entire movie. Somehow he gets the 4-leaf clover. I don't know why they gave it to him. But he takes it, and he has like a rubber band. And he's like, hey, fuck you, Lucky Charms. And slings it into the leprechaun's mouth and saves Ozzy.
Yes.
And then the leprechaun, he starts like dissolving, and he falls into the well because he just ate the 4-leaf clover, which I thought
Awesome
was really
scene.
cool.
Awesome
It
scene.
was. He
So
was
good.
melty.
With all the
He's
green
some-
electricity and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he falls into the well, and they're like, oh, thank God, this is finally over. And then the leprechaun pops back up, and he's all melted. He's like, oh, get me, the leprechaun. And then Nathan, with the shotgun, instead of shooting him again, goes up and just runs up to him and just beats him back into the wall with the butt of the gun. And then
Finally,
he runs
ran
over
out of
to the shed.
bullets.
Yes, then he runs up to the shed, and he starts dumping gasoline into the well, which is really not good. He just ruined their water supply.
He did.
Yeah.
He did,
For sure.
absolutely. And then my next note is Hot Nathan lights water on fire. So
Yeah.
he dumps gasoline into the water, and I'm not sure that's how that works. And he takes a match and he throws it in the well, and it explodes.
Yeah.
And this huge mushroom cloud, like a nuclear missile, just
Well, I
went
mean, it
off.
would kind of work. Doesn't gasoline float to the top?
Well,
Yeah.
well,
It
the thing
makes
is,
sense.
Well,
too,
we
I
don't
guess
even know if it was dry. It could have been a dry well.
what ignites gasoline isn't the liquid; it's the fumes. So the fumes are what ignite. That's why, like, a half full gas tank is more dangerous to light like a fire around than a full gas tank because there's no fumes.
Well, what are you doing next weekend? We'd probably find a well.
Are you like
Try
looking to
this
blow some shit
out.
up?
Do you have any Mythbusters?
Who's to say we're... Listen, allegedly, we may be able to blow shit up. We just gotta find
And-
a well.
Look, well, we might not even need that. Like, allegedly, I might just need some gasoline and a styrofoam cooler because I might allegedly know how to make napalm.
Oh my
Allegedly.
Just a little
Okay.
styrofoam and gasoline.
god. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just let it coagulate, and
And then it's all fun. All
we
fun
might
from
have to
there.
cut that. I don't know. I don't know if I could be giving instructions.
Ooh,
on
we
how
could
to-
like
Let's
put
not
it
do
like
that.
on like a metal shovel and we could like sling it.
No, we're gonna get we're gonna get way the fuck. We're gonna get way the fuck far away from it, and then I'm gonna shoot it.
Ooh, we're gonna have to
That's
get a
fun.
bow.
Flaming
Oh
arrow.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Viking style.
That
We'll
was-
throw it on water too to see if it stays like lit.
My family has some property we can do this on.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
We'll be all right.
Are we gonna tell them? No. Are we gonna do it? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So Hot Nathan lights the water on fire and blows up the leprechaun. And then the leprechaun's like, curse you, I will get me gold, like curse my body being stuck in this well, yada yada yada. And then that leads to my final note, and that's the police in North Dakota have a 5-hour ETA.
They
Because
do.
the cops all finally show up.
Well, one of them fucking died, so they're like, "Fuck
Right, they thought
this."
Yeah, they thought he was. Well, they probably thought he was going to handle the situation, but they waited a long time of him not saying
and
anything.
not a lot of follow up.
Not a whole lot of follow-up.
Fucker probably fell asleep.
Ate too many donuts. I told him about this eating late at night.
Fucking donuts.
Got sleepy. And yeah, so like 5 cop cars show up and the leprechaun's dead and all is well. And then it goes and roll credits.
Damn.
And that is the end of the Leprechaun. So the Leprechaun was directed by Mark Jones. This was the first movie he ever directed. Before that, he did film, or TV. Pardon me. He did a lot of TV shows. So, but before I get into that, what did you all think of the movie? We won't do the star ratings or anything yet, but overall, what'd you think?
Oh, I love it.
Me too.
Yeah,
love
that's great. I haven't watched it
Farwood.
like a long time.
I love Warwick Davis's Leprechaun. I like that there's 6 movies of this.
Yes.
Mhm. So I'll correct myself. So Mark Jones, that was the first anything he directed. He did not
Oh.
direct TV shows. He was just a writer for a lot of TV shows, like a lot. I'm going to read these off really fast. So he was a writer. He started writing for TV in 1976. So his first show was Arc 2, then The Skatebirds, Captain Caveman, and the Teen Angels. He was
Shut up!
he was a-
I love Captain Caveman.
He was a writer. Yes, he was a writer for Captain Caveman.
Oh my God.
He was a writer for the all new Super Friends Hour. He was a writer for like a lot of
He
things.
does all
that
my favorite things.
he was a writer for a lot of your favorite things. He was a writer for What's New, Mr. Magoo. He was a writer for Scooby's Laugh Olympics. He was a writer for
Oh my
Yogi's
gosh.
Space Race. He was a writer for the all new Popeye Hour, a writer for Fang Face, a writer for Buford and the Galloping Ghost, Dinky Dog, the Plastic Man Comedy Adventure Show, The Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo, Heathcliff, The Fall Guy, the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo Puppy Hour, The Powers of Matthew Starr, The Puppy's Further Adventures, Mr. T, Saturday Supercade,
Hell yeah.
Rubik the Amazing Cube. He was an executive writer on that.
Mom, do you know about this show, Rubik the Amazing?
Yes, I know all of these shows. This is my childhood. Zach's listing off.
Yes, I'm listing off Marianne's Child.
Yeah.
The Rousters, Riptide, Turbo Teen, The A-Team. He was an executive writer for The A-Team. Hunter, Misfits of Science, Knight Rider.
Oh God.
He was a writer on Alf. He was a writer on Werewolf, The Highwayman, the Police Academy TV series, The Road Raiders, Superboy, James Bond Jr. I'm not sure what that is.
This is good too. It's a cartoon.
The Wild West Cow is in all caps. The Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
They were
Oh.
cows.
Yeah, that's
Where
the
did I
get
spin-off.
that?
That was the spin-off from TMNT, wasn't it?
I
Where
don't
they're
know, but
making
I just remember
fun
they
of
were cows.
TMNT.
Yeah, I don't know. That was great
You-
though.
Yeah, he was a writer for High Tide, Mega Man, Sky Surfer, Strike Force, Nightman, and then he didn't write for another show until 2016. His last show was in '98. That was Nightman, and then 2016 was a show called Nature, and then his movies were his first movie, which he directed and was a writer for, was Leprechaun. And then Leprechaun 2, he was not a director or a writer. He was just one of the producers. He was also a writer and director for Rumpelstiltskin, Quiet
Hell yeah.
Kill.
I used to get them confused. Leprechaun and Rumpelstiltskin, the movies. I used to get them confused because Ozzy's in both of them.
Yes. then Quiet Kill, Triloquist, not Ventriloquist, it's just called Triloquist, came out in 2008. And in 2013, a movie called Scorned. He was a writer and director for. So that's so basically he wrote all of Marianne's childhood.
He did. Yep.
Which is pretty cool. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the music composer was Kevin Kiner. You would know him from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. He was the composer for that. He was the TV series, not the movie. That was Danny Elfman,
Obviously.
Yeah. Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars The Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi. Did a lot of Star Wars stuff. He was nominated for multiple Primetime Emmy and Daytime Emmy and Annie Awards for The Clone Wars. He also did CSI Miami, Narcos Mexico, Making a Murderer, and Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Roundhouse kick to
Mhm.
the face for justice.
Joe used to have the best Chuck Norris jokes.
Oh my, there's so many.
They were
There's
they
so
were a
many.
fucking epidemic.
They were.
They were so fun at first,
Mhm.
like 7th and 8th
Yeah.
grade, and then they just became a nightmare.
Mhm.
Yes, and then so Mark Jones, the director and writer, he was inspired to create the film by Lucky Charms commercials and the movie Critters, because Critters showed a tiny antagonist, and he really enjoyed that.
Love
And
Critters.
then let's see, then the main, like, there wasn't like, it was pretty bare bones. There wasn't a whole lot of information on the special effects. Like, apparently the hand was animatronic, the hand that crawled back up.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
It looked stop motion-y to me.
The special features team was 4 people.
Wow.
It was 4 people. Yes, and then
They
the
did a
art
good job.
director, of all of it was Tim Papansky, which is known for 3 things: The Leprechaun, Josh and Sam. I've never heard of that but it's like S.A.M. And then the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh,
Mhm.
He was the art director for that entire first series of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
No shit.
Yeah, but that's all he did. He didn't do anything after that.
What,
I mean,
what else
there's
do you
nothing else to
do
do.
after that?
Right.
That's a peak. You peaked.
That, yeah.
That means that he was the head of creating Zordon.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That was his swan song.
hmm
I'm done. I did it.
Yep.
Did everything
Made it.
that I needed to do. And then, Marianne, you said you wanted to go over the actors, right?
Yeah, I just have a few of them because it wasn't a huge cast.
Right.
Warwick Davis, of course, who played the
Mhm.
Leprechaun. The Leprechaun's name is actually Lubden, which I didn't even know. It
They
must
don't
be in one
mention
of the
that
other
once.
movies.
Lubden.
Yeah.
Lubden.
Warwick was in a ton of stuff, but he was in Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun 4 in Space, Leprechaun in the Hood, Leprechaun Back to the Hood, and he was in multiple Star Wars movies and Harry Potter movies. Of course, he was in Willow. Which
Yes,
was a
I was waiting for you to say it.
wonderful,
One of my
wonderful
favorite
movie.
fantasy movies.
Yeah,
Willow,
so
have you seen
great.
Willow, Joe?
I don't know.
You need to check it
You
out.
would
It's
like
so
it.
good.
Yeah, it's good. And they just made a series. They
They
just
made-
came back.
Yeah, we need to look into that. Are
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they coming back with season 2 now?
I don't know.
Because Jordan said that so they made a Willow TV series and it was awesome.
Mhm.
It was so good. Warwick Davis was back in it. Like, all the original cast was back in it. But then Jordan, didn't you say it got taken off of the streaming platform that we were watching it on?
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, I want to look that up because I would be pissed because they left season 1 on such a cliffhanger.
I heard it was good. I haven't.
It was
seen
so good.
It was good.
But yeah, Joe, check out the movie Willow. You would love it.
And then I
Yeah,
also
I
wanted.
just
Oh,
double
sorry.
checked they did take it off Disney.
Okay, Willow.
And then just to mention his TV series, it was really short, only 8 episodes, but it's called Life's Too Short. Have you guys seen this?
No, I haven't.
He plays himself, but
That's
like just
amazing.
this crazy version of himself. He's such an asshole, like womanizer, alcoholic. It's really, really funny.
I love Warwick
Yeah.
Davis. He
You
might
gotta
be
check
my
it
favorite.
out
He might
if
be
you
my
haven't seen
favorite
it.
little person.
He's
actor.
pretty great.
Like, I might like him better than Vern Troyer. I like when comparing.
Well,
like-
can you compare those two? They're so different.
Well, they're little.
Well,
Is-
okay,
is
they're
that-
little.
is that
They're
wrong of me?
little.
I said my
don't
favorite little person actor.
know. Okay.
No,
Jennifer-
no, you're good. I think
a
you're
lot of
good.
dead air after I said that. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Don't stop. Jesus Christ. Okay, so Jennifer Amos maybe played Tori. My favorite, because she's been in so much, everybody knows who she is. I was just going to list my favorite role was in Office Space. I thought it was great. She was really good in that.
So good.
Oh yeah.
In her first movie, she was an uncredited bystander in the E.T. ripoff Mac and Me. If you guys have never seen Mac and Me,
Do we need to watch it?
it was actually, I don't know if it was produced by McDonald's, the restaurant, but it was like
Just a full-blown commercial for an
it
hour and a
was
half.
a full-blown McDonald's commercial for an hour and a half with
I love it.
aliens, and their mouths were like this. Like all the time, and their eyes were really big, and they were naked.
So
Awesome.
Jordan and I on YouTube, we watch these guys on YouTube called Game Grumps. Shout out Game Grumps, and they have a Patreon where they read fan fiction that people submit to them.
Oh, nice.
Just like any random fan fiction, and some disturbed grown man submitted this fan fiction of a love, like a romance between E.T. and Elliot. Now that they're older, it's like 10 years
Oh
later.
my god, yes.
God.
It's so gross.
His
Like,
fingers are so long.
it
Ew.
like
No,
had this
no,
whole
you
thing.
don't
It had this whole
understand.
thing that like E.T. was in his prepubescent form, and then once he escapes from that, it's like a husk, like almost, and now
Oh
he's
my
like
god,
a
it's
now
like a
he's like a
metamorphosis.
yeah, he's like a hot humanoid looking creature,
Yeah.
and like it's all about E.T. like being on his way back to Earth to like get to like marry Elliot,
Oh my
and like
God.
they're like having sex like
This
through telepathy.
this is 10 years later.
It's so gross.
This is 10 years later from when E.T. left Elliot. So
Oh
Oh my
Elliot's
god.
I like it.
Elliot's 18 in the story.
I have it on their Patreon. I'll have to show you guys next time I see you. It's so fucking funny.
Another ET thing that's super funny is maybe you can find that on YouTube, but Michael Jackson loved ET. Like loved ET. Like he had like an ET in his house. And
Towards the end he started kind of looking a little bit like E.T.
Yeah, a little bit. But he read the script and you could buy it like on a record.
No
So it's
way.
Michael Jackson reading E.T.
In
It's
its entirety.
ridiculous in its entirety.
I'm buying that record. I'm finding it.
It's
He
something
had a record
else.
player.
We can play it
I'll
here.
I'll
I have a
fucking
record
get
player.
A record
Let's see.
player. Yeah.
I want to see how
think
much
of
this
that.
costs.
You might be able to find it. I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Michael Jackson reading E.T. record.
Do you have anything about Ozzy's actor or anything?
Oh, well, I have Ken Oleant. He played Hot Nathan anyway. He did tons and tons of TV. He did like Murder, She Wrote and Silk Stockings type stuff.
Yeah.
The
So
only
he
other...
stayed busy, huh?
Oh yeah, I think he's still busy actually. And he was in soap operas, just any TV show you could think of from that like era. He was probably did it was like one episode of everything.
Okay.
So
Oh my
he
God.
character actor type stuff. But he did also play Rob in April Fool's Day.
Oh,
I love
okay.
April Fool's
really?
Day. April's coming up if we want to do April Fool's Day.
Oh, we can definitely do that.
Oh,
Okay.
So I just found it. The E.T.
Did you find
record.
it?
Yes.
Shut up.
It's ranging anywhere from $70 to $100.
It's not. That's
But
worth
then-
it.
That's not bad.
But then there's an LP limited edition gold cover version that's for sale right now. It's $200, but if we get it, that's the one to get.
I mean,
It's an
that's still
investment
not
at that point.
bad.
It
That's
is
still
an
not bad.
investment.
Like,
I thought
Oh
it
my
would be
God.
more than that actually, but people probably don't even know it exists. I don't know why I know it exists. Okay,
yeah, it's a limited
Ozzy.
edition vinyl.
You should probably get it, Zach. You should.
It's oh my god, it's signed by them.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you
Beautiful. It's
I don't know if it's
beautiful.
Pretty
focus,
great. Yeah.
But we have to get that.
Get it.
Then we
Fuck
can
it.
listen to it together.
Order it right now.
Oh, I will.
Do
Uh-huh.
it.
It's
So
on
we're on to,
raretea.com.
Mark Holton, who played Ozzy, and I know Mark Holton from Francis, Pee-wee's nemesis in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He's the one that stole his bike. He was the
Oh,
big
okay.
bully. Yeah, he was the bully. I love that movie. It's so great.
That's the one with Large Marge, right?
Yes.
Oh my
with the
God.
eyes.
That was one of the first times I ever smoked fucking pot.
Oh
That's
no.
yeah, watching Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh god. That was not a good idea. Or maybe it was. I don't know.
It was enjoyable.
Mark was also in Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2, the old Michael J. Fox movies from the 80s. And he was in Uncle Phil's Band, like I said before. And Joe, you probably know him from Tim and Eric's awesome show, Great Job, as BM Farts.
BM Farts?
Yeah, I don't know. He was in that a few different times. And he did reprise the role of Ozzy in 2018's Leprechaun Returns. And he was looking pretty rough in that movie. Pretty rough, but he is still with us.
I
So.
watched that one. I remember liking it.
I did like it. I liked it more than a lot of people did because it's pretty, pretty universally hated. But I thought it was okay. William Newman played the sheriff, and he was also in Monkey Shines, Serpent and the Rainbow, Squirm, and Silver Bullet. That is the cast right there.
Silver Bullet.
I love all those movies. Squirm is about like killer earthworms. We should try it. And then Heather Kennedy is the last one I'm going to mention. She played the waitress, and she also did some softcore porn, including the classics Raw Adventures at Bikini Point and Babe Watch Sex Fantasies.
Jenna Heston did?
Yeah. That's all I have for you.
Wait, Jennifer Aniston did?
No, the lady that played the waitress, Heather Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Heather Kennedy.
Oh,
yeah.
I was about to say. Guys, I'll be back.
Yeah.
I gotta
research.
I don't know why we
Stop with the sound effects. It's gross.
When you said softcore porn, I immediately thought of Flesh Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
I think it would have been funny
That'll
if,
be our
like,
first
for this
Patreon
episode, when we
episode.
went over Jen Aston's credentials, we should have just said after that she was still a complete unknown.
Yes.
No one's seen her in anything since.
She did do quite a few indie movies between that and Friends. There was quite a few there. They were good.
I'm sure. Which, I mean, the Friends started in '93, so she was very busy because that came out the same year. Do you think she was on the like filming Friends and she was like flying back and forth to like shoot the Leprechaun at the same time?
We can only hope.
Yeah.
I really hope so. Like, guys, I need to finish this movie. This is gonna be my big break.
She said she thought she made it because she was in a movie with Warwick Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And she loved Willow, so she thought she had really made it. Her
Yeah, I
dad
watched
is
that
the
movie,
guy
Joe.
from.
It's so good.
He was on Days of Our Lives for like probably 40 years. Her dad.
Yeah. Yeah, her whole family was in that
Actors.
world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, okay, so that's it for the actors, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And then, who wants to guess what the budget was of the film?
Oh God, $3 million.
No, more than that. 13.5.
I'm gonna guess 20.
The budget was $1 million. That was the budget.
All right.
It looks really good. It looks good for $1 million.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
looks better
Yeah.
than a $1 million movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They did good work with what they had.
Mhm.
Then, what do you think it grossed at the box office?
Oh,
63.
gosh. 28.
40.
$8.6 million.
Well, makes
Wow.
money back.
Yeah.
I bet it did great on like for the VHS video store market. I bet it did great.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm
I
sure it
remember
did.
watching it.
I mean,
Mhm.
technically, they 8x'd their money. So,
They did. They did.
even though it didn't do much. And then, okay, who wants to guess the IMDb score?
Oh,
4 out of 10.
6.5.
I'll go 5. I'll go in the middle.
Jordan,
Jordan
you're going
went-
right in the middle every time.
I know,
Yeah.
Jordan
Me and
wins
Joe.
4.8 stars.
Nice.
I thought Joe was going to get it when he said 4. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
She almost priced as right as you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And then who wants to guess the critic tomato meter for Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, Jess.
30%.
61.
40%.
Marianne almost nailing it exactly. 31%.
Okay.
The critic score.
Critic
And
score.
the audience score?
61 again.
42.
50.
33%.
No shit. I like this one.
I
This
know.
one's cute.
I think what happened was I think people wanted to see a movie that was actually scary and it didn't have the comedic elements in it. And Mark Jones originally wrote Leprechaun to be like really dark and really scary. And then
And
like
they made Rumpelstiltskin because they didn't do that with the Leprechaun.
right, well
Oh, yeah.
they were it was originally very dark and very scary, and while they were shooting the film, he decided to change the script
Oh
and
my
make
God.
it funny.
That had to be great for the actors. They had to be like,
Yeah.
awesome. This isn't what I signed up for, but okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Either way, but it sounds like from what I read, either way, Warwick Davis was loving it.
Yeah.
I bet.
I think he
hear
actually
he's just
liked
an
that
awesome
they made it
guy.
funny.
Yeah. He has
that
some
his-
really fun lines.
I would love to meet him. Like out of all, like celebrities, I'd love to meet Warwick Davis.
Maybe he goes to cons.
Maybe
Is that his only horror movie that he's done, or is there any other horror movies?
that's
he's done?
original. I don't know if he's done.
I
Well, other
think-
than all the Leprechauns, I'm not sure. He originally
was-
wanted to do Leprechaun because he never did a horror film. He was never like an antagonist. So he was like, "Man, I get to be a bad guy. That's gonna be fun."
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the only horror films I've seen on his IMDb were the Leprechaun films. He was too busy doing Harry Potters and Star Warses.
I always forget he's Professor Flitwick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And what's the star rating that you would give it, Joe?
Out of
Out of 5, we do 5, right?
top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. 2.8.
2.8.
Mhm.
And why?
Why? It's just solid. Just solid all around. I mean, it's just entertaining.
Right.
Like it's just pretty damn good. Start to
Would you
finish.
would you recommend it to other people?
For sure. Yeah. It's a movie you should watch once at least. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't know how much you're really going to get out of watching it more than once, but I mean, I think I'm kind of jaded by nostalgia because this movie has just been beat to death on what did people used to have?
USA
television.
or TNT.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was on
Sci-fi.
those sci-fi.
All of
it was
it.
on all the
yeah.
time.
If you grew up in the last 30 years, this has been on TV all the fucking time, like late night
Yes.
TV. Like it's filled a lot of slots.
Mhm.
So-
do you think that they got a bump when it was mentioned in Wayne's World?
Maybe.
Little
way.
shout out.
In the Wayne's World movie, it's scaring Garth with the flashlight. I'm the leprechaun.
Yeah.
Please stop. It's scaring me. I'm the leprechaun. All right. What about you, Marianne? What would you give it out of 5 stars?
I'd say only a 3.5. I just love this movie. It's really fun to watch. Just something you can throw on in the background, and every time you look at the screen, it's gonna be something. There's no like dull moments in it. It's pretty solid throughout.
That's true. There is no fat in the movie.
There is none. They trimmed all that.
Opening
True
scene,
at
it
all.
cuts right to the leprechaun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
you know
It's
what
just a
you're
really
getting
fun
yourself
watch.
into.
That's right. Like,
Yeah.
here's what it is. And would you
Yeah.
recommend it to other people?
Oh, absolutely. Especially around this time of year. You know, have some green beer, watch Leprechaun. That's a great night right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Jordan?
I give it a solid 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your reasoning?
I mean, just Warwick Davis. That's all you need.
Nice.
That's all you need.
That's
Warwick
it.
Davis is a leprechaun. Get
Yeah.
over here.
Yep.
You know what's
Hell
a
yeah.
movie I would have loved if they would make? Chucky versus the Leprechaun.
Ooh, we could do head to head. We should
Chucky
compare
would
the
beat
movies.
his fucking ass.
We
We-
should
we should
compare
do
the
head-to-heads.
movies. That'd be great.
I don't know if Chucky would.
I would think he would if the Leprechaun has his gold.
And he has powers.
Or at least one
Depends
coin.
how much mana he has.
Yeah. But just imagine all the snarky comments.
We're
That'd be
saying
great.
Oh,
so.
it'd be a
So when we do-
one-liner. like battle.
For the head to head.
Leprechaun. Who gives a
I think
fuck?
we should. I think we should do a head to head soon.
That'd be fun.
And I feel like if we do a head to head, it would be the best version of them versus the best version of whoever else.
Oh, I thought we'd
at
do
full
like
power.
first movie.
Yeah,
Second movie.
We could do. Oh, we could do that. I like that.
that makes sense.
That would be hard with the Leprechaun since there's 8 fucking movies.
Well, there's quite a few child plays too.
Yeah, there's quite a few child
Yeah,
boys.
that's
There's
true.
like
That's true.
7.
And that would depend if you just want to do the Warwick Davis ones. He only did up to Back
True.
to the Hood. He didn't do the other 2.
Back to the Hood. Best Leprechaun
So-
movie.
It's so great. They're
Mhm.
really fun.
You
Every
liked it better
single
than the
one are
original In
really
the Hood?
fun.
What's that?
You like so there's In the Hood and then Back to the Hood. You like
Or
Back
In
to
the Hood.
better?
Sorry. In the
They're
Hood.
both
Back
good.
Yeah,
Man, those Glocks always jam. So good.
We should do that one soon.
There's just
Isn't
so
that
much
the one-
shitty foreshadowing. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
It is awesome.
Do you guys
Is
want to
that-
do a Leprechaunathon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Leprechaun-a-thon?
we can pick a couple. I don't do thons.
We won't do that.
We after the
Cronenberg.
yeah, after the Cronenberg
Cronenberg.
saga, I don't know if I can thon anymore.
The Cronenberg saga was tough, and that's what we started
By the
with.
time The Fly came around, I was like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this anymore.
At
Well,
least
why
you
don't we
gotta redo the fly because that one didn't save.
Yeah.
Well, Zach could do it with us,
It's
or
just-
Joe doesn't want
yeah,
to, because
that's
Zach
true.
he wasn't there.
We can
That's
also
true.
just let it go too.
Yeah.
Let it go, that's fine. I have my notes though if we want to redo
Yes, we
it.
can.
Okay.
Please help.
If we ever want to redo something, we can redo all the ones that were lost, and we can do a lost tapes episode where we
Oh my
just submit all the
gosh.
ones that we re-recorded.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, we
good.
can do that.
I think if we do like the head-to-head ones, we should probably do like one a month so we don't get sick of it.
Mhm. I like that. I like that a lot.
I
We
like
need-
how behind me the fireplace looks like an
Yes.
angry face.
It reminds me of the furries from Home Alone.
It's just-
yeah, Home Alone. Not Home Alone
That's
2,
a
Lost in
scary
New York.
movie. That's a scary movie. Home Alone.
You think
I
Home Alone's a scary
prefer
movie?
the French version.
Yeah,
Local
that is
Santa.
supposed to be a scary movie.
Yeah.
The Alphabet Santa Claus.
Oh, geez. Screw that. Did you know in the original Santa, like the Santa Claus? I'm getting off bait. Well, whatever. We'll talk about it. The original The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. The
Mhm.
original script had Tim Allen shooting and killing Santa Claus.
That is badass.
Yes.
Ugh.
The original Santa Claus.
The
Like he
kids
thought,
movie.
he thought Santa was a home intruder and shoots him and kills him.
I could see that flying back
And
then.
and
though.
that
like
the
that
rest
would
of the
have
script
been.
was the same, yeah.
Mhm.
But he thought that Santa was
Yeah.
someone breaking into his house.
I could see that happening.
Tim Allen
Then-
was so bummed that got taken out.
Mhm.
Because they
Or
were
that.
It's supposed to be kid friendly.
Mm.
Like Tim Allen apparently was like fighting for it. He's like, come on, that's
Mm.
the funniest part of the movie.
Kids are tough. They can handle it.
Well, they made it like comedic. It wasn't like dark or
Yeah.
anything. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
like funny. Like, oh shit, I shot Santa Claus. But I digress. All right.
All right.
Anybody else want to add anything? I would say that I didn't do my stars. I think I would give it 3 stars. Just really enjoyable. Maybe 3-2. I give it a 3-2. I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it to many people. Like I'd recommend it. Like,
Mhm.
it's just fun. It's a
Early
fun
Jennifer
watch.
Aniston.
Yeah.
Early Jennifer
Pre-friends.
Aniston.
Pre-friends
Yeah.
Aniston.
Right. You
This
can't
is
hate on
good.
it.
It's good.
It's good. It's a very good movie.
Very
I appreciate
good.
it.
Very good. Lots of substance.
Anyone have anything else they want to add before we end the episode?
I don't think
No.
so.
No,
Alright.
if you got this far, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this was the Leprechaun on Someone Dies at the End podcast. I've been Zach.
Give it Marianne.
I'm Special Guest Joe.
Jordan, see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.